come in, Miss Walsh.
Thank you. I have some papers for Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, I guess he's still up at the Clampets. They've gone back to the hills, and the chief foolishly agreed to take care of the house, Jethro, and the critters.
And the what?
Critters. That's hill talk for animals. Oh, hello, Chief. How's everything up the mansion?
Mansion? You mean menagerie? This place makes the zoo look like a... Just gave you a stack of pancakes, you glutton.
Sounds like Jethro.
No, that's the bear.
You're cooking pancakes for the bear?
I'm cooking pancakes for everybody. I figure that's one thing they'll all like. You see, with syrup... Correction. One of them doesn't like pancakes. You throw another pancake at me and you don't get to watch television tonight.
Jethro threw a pancake at you?
No, that was the ape. Listen, Miss Hathaway, get me on a plane to the hills right away. I've got to bring the Clampets back.
Notice folks is commencing to gather for the fair?
Yeah. Where's Ellie Mae?
I don't know. Why?
Well, he's having a cake baking contest for all the single girls, and the single fellas is going to judge it. I got to find Ellie Mae.
But, Jed, she's such a miserable cook.
I know. I got to make sure she don't enter.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning, Ellie.
Done entered 3 contests already this morning.
Was one of them cake baking?
Oh, no, sir, Pa. I entered that one yesterday.
Oh, Ellie, honey, there's gonna be lots of nice-looking young fellas in town for the fair. You don't want to spend the day in that hot kitchen baking a cake.
Oh, I baked it last night when it was cool. All I gotta do now is decorate.
What other contest did you enter, Ellie Mae?
Oh, basket weaving and post hole digging and barn raising.
Jed, what are we gonna do about that cake?
Well, them other contests might help us. We could hide it in our basket, bury it in the post hole, and raise a barn over it.
Yeah, Verna Bradshaw, I thought I run you out of town.
Granny, morning, Elverna. It's a mighty fetching outfit you're wearing.
Thank you. I made this hat myself.
Is that a hat? I thought your hair was on fire.
Mr. Kellums.
Yes, Mom?
I'm looking for a suitable place to hold my daughter's wedding reception.
Oh, yes, I heard your daughter's getting married. Congratulations.
Thank you. I understand your dining room might be available?
Yes, ma'am, and it is a dandy. It'll accommodate 12 sitting at the table, or 20 if they each standing. What they call buffet style.
Now, we'll talk about the decorations and the menu later, but I would like some white doves.
Oh, they may be hard to find. Would you settle for roast turkey?
Mr. Kellums, I meant live white doves to sit around billing and cooing.
Oh, well, if it's live birds you want, let me get you some purple martin. They not only bill and coo, but they'll keep down the bugs.
Mr. Kellums, can I borrow your broom? Oh, howdy, Miss Bradshaw.
Ellie Mae?
I dropped my cake on the kitchen table, and it busted into little pieces.
That's a shame, Ellie. Well, I guess that'll keep you out of the cake baking contest.
Oh, no, sir. The cake's fine. It's the table I gotta sweep up.
Oh, sweet girl. Too bad she's such an atrocious cook. Now, my daughter is a wizard in the kitchen, besides being divinely attractive.
Big mouth attractive. Why, that girl is so homely. If she dropped her handkerchief in a Boy Scout camp, she'd have to pick it up herself.
Victoria Rose is the belle of this county. Believe me, a lot of men are going to be miserable when she gets married.
Really? How many men is she marrying?
Oh, you little prune face.
Look who's calling me a prune face. Why, you got so many wrinkles, your face could hold a 5-day rain.
Ladies, listen.
Prune face.
I think the fair's about to begin, and y'all don't want to miss the opening square dance.
That's true. I think I'll stroll over to the pavilion.
Too bad Ellie took the broom. You could ride.
I'm not going to stay in here and be insulted.
Well, if you'd rather go outside and be insulted, let's go.
You ain't going no place but upstairs.
Oh, Jed, I want to watch the square dance.
You can watch it from the porch up there. Now scoot.
But, Jed, I won't be able to see.
Granny, you got eyes like a hawk.
And a face to match.
Oh, Alfred, you're going to get yours.
Granny sure left to tear into Alverna, don't she? Yep. Been going on for years. I keep hoping Granny will quit, but she's a hard dog to keep under the porch.
Oh, you, Granny.
What you want?
So sorry you've been exiled to the crow's nest. Look for me on the pavilion. I'll be with the mayor. You can't miss me in this hat. Oh, you! Mayor Hiller! I'll be right there.
You're right, Alberta. I couldn't miss you.
Don't pray for this, you miserable little harpy.
We's gonna have a dandy view from up here.
We sure enough are.
Look, yonder goes Alverna Bradshaw. But she's took off her fancy hat.
How about that?
I figure she want to wear that thing, make a big splash.
Oh, she did, Jed. She made a whopper of a splash.
Look, they've already started the square dance. The fair's about to commence.
Now whirl away for the hat, say J and L, man left for the corner bay. Get your girl in poverty. Poverty goes to like you and get along. That's what you do. Step by one, you down, swing, go round and around with a pretty little thing. Go down, chin, run by the ring, and the couple all right. Let never do, but just go, sail on things. Get tired, but like things for one like more.
Hi, doggies. Nobody calls a square dance like old L.D. Keller.
The bride and keep bring the dough, you might. Sit little lady home dance, sit by swinging everybody dance. Now step like that, shoot the reach the swinger, and just like you to step like that, shoot that knee, step like that,
And nobody plays it like Slim Wilson and the Tall Timber Boys.
Them promenaders dances is pretty good, too.
All right, they bring out bunch man, turn the dog around, yeah. Hey, to the left, like a bucking tree, the wind gets into the sea, you'll say, pop, Marie, it's gonna be there, by there, I see them say. Well, let's get on the right, you go, below home, you come to go. Now you get home, you swing, everybody swinging, whirl around, pretty little girl. Circulate, go round the world, you circulate. Now here we go. And the hand of folks, you don't be slow, and ladies bow. And the little fender, hold on tight, hold that fender, come on, run, hold them high. Swing on, everybody dance.
Well, now the fair is officially open.
Come on, Ellie. Let's go pick you out a husband.
Wait a minute, Granny. Hold it. Hold it, Granny.
Only me, Miss Hathaway. Come in.
What is the idea of the gorilla suit?
The law of the jungle, the survival of the fittest.
What do you mean?
I'm looking after a bear, a mountain lion, a chimpanzee, and other assorted wild animals. They fight over the food. If I don't scare them, I don't eat.
Well, that should certainly intimidate the fiercest beast.
Well, there's one a doesn't phase. Oh, you've never heard such vicious snarling and growling. No other animal will go near the food until it's finished feeding.
What is it?
It's a Jethro, that's what it is. Talk about king of the beast. Next to that kid, a lion's a pussycat. Did you reach the Clamperts back in the hills?
Yes, I just spoke to Granny at the hotel back in Silver Dollar City.
What's the news?
Well, I have good news and bad news. Granny says they're not coming back. They're going to stay there and get Ellie Mae a husband. And after she's married and settled down, the whole family might stay there.
Good boy. Okay, now let's hear the good news.
That was it.
That was the good news?
Wait till you hear the bad.
Forget it. You couldn't possibly top what you've just said.
Granny wants you to send them their $85 million.
You did it.
Did you ever see so many people in all your born days?
I don't think I have, Shorty. I lost Ellie and Granny in the crowd.
I declare everybody in the whole county's here. Must be at least 200 or 300 people.
Say, Shorty, while Ellie's gone, I'd like to snatch that cake of hers and get shit of it.
Oh, you're too late, Jed. She rolled that cake out of here half an hour ago.
Rolled it out?
Well, it stood pretty near the size of a wagon wheel.
Now, why in the world would you...
Well, I got a big oven back there, and I reckon maybe she figured to win on size alone.
Knowing Ellie's cakes, that thing must have weighed a ton.
Well, it bowed the floor, mine. But it was sure pretty, Jed. Decorated so fancy with her name rolled across the top in ice and Ellie Mae Clampett.
There goes any chance of denying who done it.
Don't you worry, Jed. As pretty as Ellie is, there'll be some young fella bid on that cake.
Just so you don't bite on it. I wonder where Granny and Ellie went.
Oh, I recollect Ellie saying she'd entered basket weaving. Maybe they's there.
Well, I declare, that is the most beautiful basket weaving I ever did see. Tell me, beautiful young stranger, are you married? No, ma'am. Don't tell me that a girl with your talent and the face and figure of an angel is single. Yes, ma'am. I can't believe it. Why, the single fellas around here must be weak-eyed. Will you weak-eyed single fellas come up front here where you can see? Would you ladies please step aside so the single fellas can get up here? Thank you, thank you. Now, tell me, beautiful, blonde, young, single lady, where you from?
Pine Bluff.
I was talking to this beautiful, blonde, young, single lady that's weaving this basket. Where you from, darling?
Beverly Hills, California.
A movie star. I thought I seen a striking resemblance to Mary Pickford. Tell me, beautiful, blonde, young, single lady, what's your name?
Ellie Mae Clampett.
And where are you staying?
At the Silver Dollar City Hotel.
Did you hear that, you single fellas? This beautiful, blonde, young, unwed stranger is staying right here amidst you.
Stranger? What are you trying to pull? Ho, ho, ho! You know very well that this girl is your bride.
Come on, stranger, let's get out of here.
Excuse me, Sheriff. Do you see anything of Granny and Ellie Mae?
Yeah, Jed. Last I seen them, they was headed for the candle maker's shop.
Thank you. See you later.
Land's sake, look at that candle. Who is that lovely, talented girl?
I don't know.
Who are you, lovely, talented girl?
My name is Ellie Mae.
Well, Ellie Mae, you sure do make a fine candle.
Well, thank you, Mae.
I bet you nobody here has ever seen anything shaped as good as that. And the candle ain't bad, neither. I see you got a sense of humor.
Yes, ma'am.
You got a wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, step to the rear or you're going to get splashed with hot wax.
No, I won't.
You want to bet? When did you learn to make candles, darling?
When I was 10 years old?
Did you hear that? She's only been making candles for 4 years. Oh, I bet your husband is proud of you.
Well, I ain't married.
Did you hear that, folks? This beautiful, talented, teenage, candle-making love goddess ain't married. I bet you single men is astonished. Will you single men raise your hands and show your astonishment? Let them single astonished young men step forward while I ask this beautiful, talented, teenage candle-making love goddess a few questions. What is your full name, child?
It's Ellie Mae Clampett.
Don't tell me you're the daughter of Jed Clampett,
Yes, ma'am.
the multi-millionaire,
Yes, ma'am.
the man who's gonna put all of his $85 million into his daughter's dowry.
Well, I don't know. Did you say that, Paul?
He ain't here, is he?
Right behind you.
Now, folks, it's easy to see why this girl is so beautiful. This is her handsome Paul. Not only is he handsome, he's the kindest, sweetest, most even-tempered, understanding, forgiving man that ever lived. He's a lovely man, gentle and forgiving, especially to old ladies. This is the handsome millionaire father of the beautiful blonde single teenage love goddess over in the candle shop.
Kid, did something happen, Granny? Not yet, but it's going to. She don't stop showing Ellie Mae around this fair like she was some kind of a pet hog.
You hear that, Shorty? He called his own lovely daughter a hog.
Granny.
No wonder I have to work so hard to get the poor girl a husband.
Granny, I'm just about of a mind to take you upstairs and lock you in your room till the fair is over.
Oh, please, Jed. You wouldn't do that to poor old Chick Allen.
Chick Allen? What's he got to do with it?
Well, I promised to help him sell his mountain medicine. You know, like his yarbs and his roots and his berries and such.
You did?
And Chick depends on that for his living. And my professional endorsement would help him a lot. I'm a doctor, you know.
I sure would like to see you help Chick Allen sell his medicine.
Thank you.
But do you promise that's all you'll sell?
On my word of honor, as next of kin to the grandest, noblest human being that ever drawed a breath, Jed Clampett.
Well,
One of nature's noblemen, a walking saint, a legend in his own time.
Granny, that's enough.
Can I get my medical bag and mosey over to Chick's place?
Okay.
Bless you, Jed. You're a prince among men.
You know, Jed, you can't hardly blame Granny for wanting to get Ellie married to head Elverna Bradshaw's daughter.
She hadn't ought to made that bet with Elverna.
Yeah, but she did. And if she loses, Elverna gets to kick her clean up Dewey Bald.
That could be kind of humiliating.
And painful. That's 2 miles uphill through rocks and brush. And Granny ain't a young woman. Fact is, she's kind of old and feeble.
Gather around, folks. Gather around for the medicine show. Step right up here, right up this way. Now, seated before you is the famous Indian yarb specialist, Chick Allen, a living testimonial to the health-giving powers of his own potions and elixirs. Now, nobody knows how old this man is, but he has been gathering berries and roots and yarbs in these hills for hundreds of years. Now, you might think that a man this old couldn't budge out of that chair, but you are wrong. Chick is gonna give us a dance, accompanied on the fiddle by his grandson. Right this way, old-timer. Get your grandson up. That's that feller, that's it. All right, let's go. but for 70 years, he ought to take his grandpappy's medicine. Now, as you can see, Kit makes potions and elixirs for man or beast. And also, yarbs of joy, Indian salve, blood purifiers, and snake oil. But today, we are going to tell you about a new product, Chick Allen's Magic Mud Pack. Now, to demonstrate the beautifying properties of this miraculous mud, I'm going to have to ask for a volunteer from the audience. Would some lady please step up here? Sorry, madam. We ain't got that much mud. How about another volunteer? How about you, lady?
Me, ma'am?
Yeah. Step up here, stranger. Step right here. The magic mud, Chick, please. Now, I'm going to apply this magic mud to the face of... I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Why, this face can't be improved. Never in my 70 years of doctorate have I seen such a beautiful complexion as I see on the face of this magnificent creature. What is your name, magnificent creature?
Ellie Mae Clampett?
Well, congratulations, Mrs. Clampett.
Well, it ain't Mrs. It's Miss.
Did you red-blooded bachelors hear that? This beautiful, gorgeous young thing with the perfect features and figure to match ain't married.
So, you're at it again. Folks, I'm Elberna Bradshaw.
Oh, bless you, madam. Another volunteer.
And I want to tell you...
And this one needs all the help he can get.
You know...
Oh, friends, be sure to watch next week when Jethro and I join the rest of the Clampetts back in the hills. And I venture into the forest on a bird-watching expedition, where I find a man for Ellie Mae. And what a man.
In the woods! I saw him just right for Ellie. An Adonis, a Hercules, and Apollo.
Oh, please, Miss Jane, she's got enough critters now.
No. You don't understand. He was cutting down a tree near the lake.
You don't need another beaver.
I am talking about a man.
That she needs.
He agreed to come to town as soon as... There he is. It's the beginning of a beautiful romance, friends.
Anything exciting, Jed?
Could be. Here's a letter from Hooterville, and it's for you.
I bet it's from your sweetie, Sam Drucker.
Sam Drucker ain't my sweetie. He's crazy, mad, head over heels, desperate, in love with me. But, oh, it ain't from my sweetie. I mean, Mr. Drucker. It's from Betty Jo and Steve. And here's a picture of the baby. Look, ain't that a purty family?
It is for a fact.
Looks like they celebrating the baby's first birthday.
Land sakes, it don't seem a year that I doctored the little darling.
I'm sure it does fly. She's probably toddling around by now.
I'd love to see her.
Me too, and all the other folks at Petticoat Junction.
Same here. Why don't we just haul off and go?
Oh,
Ladies, please. I know I'm an exciting thing to see. Get a hold of yourself. Uncle Jed, ain't this uniform something? Drives women wild. Even my own kid.
They was cheering something else.
That's the truth. I am something else.
Will you be quiet, loud mouth?
Uh-oh. You done sassed a 4-star general. I might just throw down on you with a court-martial.
You ain't gonna throw a...
Now, stop your squabbling. I'm going to get packed and ready to go. The rest you do the same, quick as you can.
What's he talking about? Go where?
To Hooterville.
To see the folks at Petticoat Junction.
That's what we was cheering about.
Yeah, We wasn't cheering you, General Lunkhead.
Now watch it, civilian. That's your second offense. One more and you're in real big trouble.
Jethro, why don't you go change so we can leave?
Change? I paid a whole week's rent on his uniform. I still got 6 days to go.
Well, ain't you supposed to join the Air Force and then get a uniform?
No. They might start me out as a colonel or something. General gets a heap more pay.
Well, I guess you know what you're doing.
Well, if he does, it'll be the first time.
Number 3. Now you're going to find out what happens when you insult General Buzz Bodine.
What's buzz mean?
Buzzard, what else?
That tore it. Now hear this. Your leaves is canceled, your liberties is withdrawn, and quick as you fix my breakfast, you're going to march 20 miles with a full pack.
Says who?
Says the United States Air Force. The Air Force backs me up, and the Air Force gives me authority.
Well, then let the Air Force give you breakfast.
Hey, you take this skillet and get busy. Now, that is a direct order.
Jethro, if I was you, I wouldn't.
What do you say now, General?
Reckon that'll teach you a lesson. You done ruined a good skillet.
Well, I see you're all ready to go.
Kind of nice of you folks to drive us to the airport.
Our pleasure, our pleasure.
Mr. Drysdale, you wouldn't have to leave your bank.
Oh, that's all right, as long as you don't leave my bank. What? You don't plan to stay in Hooterville long, do you?
Oh, no, just a visit. Granny, Ellie Mae, come on, our ride's here.
Oh, Mr. Clement, don't pick up those bags. You could hurt your back. Miss Hathaway?
Oh, shucks, they ain't heavy.
Where's Jethro?
Oh, he went out to the Air Force base for breakfast and didn't come back.
Yeah, they probably never tried to feed a four-stomach general before.
You mean to say Jethro wore that general's uniform?
That and a lump on his head.
Granny, they may just keep him out there at that Air Force base.
Not the way he eats. Come on, Dad, let's get going.
Aren't you concerned about Jethro?
Oh, he knows how to get to Hooterville.
Sam?
Did you look at that? Yeah, I heard it. By golly, Howard, that's one of those military helicopters.
It is?
Yeah. And there's a general getting out. And he's heading this way.
You reckon we're being invaded?
I don't think so. You don't usually find a general leading an invasion.
Thanks a lot. Roger, we're going out.
Hey, look at those ribbons. And 4 stars. That's an important man.
At ease, civilians. Here. Have a cigar.
Well, thank you, General.
Thank you. You're welcome. Air Force give me a whole pocket full of them. Give me the sunglasses, too. Real nice bunch of fellas. Went out to this Air Force base for breakfast. Happened to mention I'd like to go to Hooterville. Man, you should have seen them fellers jumping around. Snapping salutes like they was brushing flies. Offered me my own plane. I'd have took it, except for one thing.
What's that?
Don't know how to fly.
You don't know how to fly?
Not yet, but I'm fixing to learn. They such a nice bunch of fellas, I'm thinking on joining up.
You're thinking of joining?
That's right.
Where'd you get that uniform?
At a costume company in Hollywood.
Wait a minute. Ain't you Jethro Bodine?
I used to be. Now I'm Buzz Bodine. Pride of the Pentagon.
Jethro, you know what you can get for wearing a general's uniform?
Not exactly, but I bet it's plenty. Oh, here comes my train. I'm going to the Shady Rest Hotel and get that there fella Steve Elliott. Give me flying lessons.
Well, Jethro, I wouldn't wear that uniform.
I don't blame you. Wouldn't come close to fitting you.
I did it. I did it. I did it.
Got your light, General.
Where is he? He's in trouble.
Where?
Well, never mind, Howard. He's on the train. But I'll take a light.
Sorry, Sam, that was my last match.
Joe's idea. He thought Mr. Hughes would be so flattered he'd lower the rent.
Did he?
Well, when it was Hughes' pasture, I was paying $18 a month. Now that it's Hughes Airport, he's raised it to 25.
Good old Uncle Joe.
What'd you start to say about a general?
Oh, yes. There's an Air Force general at the Shady Rest.
You're kidding.
He has 4 stars. Is that a general?
Boy, is that a general.
Darling, this is a chance for you to make some extra money.
Oh,
Well, he wants you to give him flying lessons.
a 4-star Air Force general? And he wants me to give him flying lessons?
That's what he said. Isn't it thrilling?
It's crazy, that's what it is.
Why?
Honey, I was in the Air Force for 5 years. I didn't even see a 4-star general.
Well, you'll be nice to him, won't you?
Nice to him. I'll shine his shoes, draw his bath, and serve him breakfast in bed. But why would a 4-star general come to an out-of-the-way place like this?
I told you. He wants you to give him flying lessons.
Oh, honey, somebody's joking.
Do generals joke a lot?
No, I've heard that they don't.
Oh, well, you can ask him yourself. Here he comes.
It really is a 4-star Air Force general.
Now, don't forget to be nice.
Don't worry. How do I look?
Terrible.
Thanks. General, sir, this is a great honor. I believe you met my wife.
Betty.
Yes, sir, Betty. And I'm her husband.
Steve.
Yes, sir. That's right. Betty, Steve. That is Steve and Betty. We're the Elliots.
I haven't seen my husband this nervous since we had a baby.
Yes, sir, that's true. We did have a baby. Oh, not while we were in the Air Force. That is to say, I was in the Air Force, not my wife. You see, she's a girl, so she...
General, my husband is nervous because of his appearance. Ordinarily, he's a very meticulous man, but he's been working on his plane. And...
Yes, sir, that's true. You see, I've been losing compression, so I removed this piston and... Sir, may I have the general's permission to say something, please?
Okay?
Sir, my wife tells me that you want me to give you flying lessons. I realize, of course, that the general's joking.
Nope.
You want me to give you flying lessons?
Yep.
See, Steve, I told you.
He don't catch on to things too quick, does he? Come on, boy. Let's get on up there and wild blue yonder it.
Where have I heard that voice before?
He said he was called the Pride of the Pentagon. Maybe it was there.
Somehow that voice doesn't have the ring of the Pentagon.
Hey, where's the starter?
It's beginning to come to me.
Me too.
Hey, how do you start this rascal?
The engine's inoperative.
Well, let's fly over there and get it.
Jethro. Jethro, what do you think you're doing?
Learning to fly so I can join the Air Force.
You know what you could get for wearing a general's uniform?
Everybody asks me that. Must be a bundle.
What you could get is the federal pin.
No thanks, no pen. Uncle Jed don't want me fooling with nothing sharp.
Jethro, let me explain it to you.
Lots of luck.
Thanks for the jitney ride, Andy. I'll get the bag.
Please don't take the train out to the Shade Rest Hotel. Give our best to your family.
Bye, Andy. Andy, you don't see much, did he?
No, but when he does, it sure ain't worth listening to.
Hi there, Mr. Drucker.
Well, Ellie Mae and Granny.
Hello, Sam.
Howdy, Sam.
Well, Mr. Clampett.
Jed.
Jed. Jed, Granny, Ellie Mae, I'd like you to meet my friend Howard Hughes.
Hi, Mr. Hughes.
Howdy, young lady.
Proud to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine, ma'am.
Any friend of Sam's is a friend of ours.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Mr. Drucker, you got a new cat.
Yeah, I call her Marmalade.
Howdy there, Marmalade. You sure are pretty.
Jed Clampett's fella I was telling you about, Howard, struck oil on his land back in the hills.
I wish it'd happen to me.
Howard's biggest landowner in these parts.
Do tell.
What have you got on your land?
Well, last year, I had a flood. And the year before that, a drought.
Don't let him fool you. He does all right. He raises barley, corn, rye.
You can make good stuff out of them.
Granny.
I mean stuff like bread.
Sure you do.
If you ever happen to come by my place, drop in. I'll give you 3 fingers of bread.
What did he mean, Jed?
There's our train to the Shady Rest.
Hey, Jethro's already out there.
Jethro's in Hooterville?
Yeah, come in a few hours ago. Was wearing an Air Force general's uniform. Said he was going out there and get Steve Elliott to give him flying lessons.
I'll go out and flag down the cannonball.
Sam, I think I'll go out to the Shady Rest with the Clampetts. I want to talk to Steve about rent on Hughes Airport.
Okay, Howard, we can finish our game later.
If you'll excuse me, fellas, I'll go check on the baby.
Okay. Jethro, sit down. I'll try again to explain in very simple terms why you should take off that uniform.
Well, Steve, you don't have to be simple with me. I done graduated 6th grade.
You're kidding.
No, I really did. Uncle Jed gave me this watch for graduation.
Hey, that's quite a timepiece.
Oh, yeah. I runs my whole life by this rascal. First thing in the morning, I looks at the mouse's hands. Days like this, time for breakfast. Days like this, time for lunch. Days like this, time for supper.
Swell. Now, getting back to the uniform. What you're doing is impersonating an officer.
Well, thank you.
Let me put it another way. What you are doing is a major offense.
General.
Well, let's try this. If you don't stop wearing that uniform, they're going to give you one with stripes and a number.
Yeah, that sounds real good.
Well, here's something that might get to you. With a striped uniform, they feed you nothing but bread and water.
I'll keep this one. The Air Force feeds generals real good.
Yonder sits the big boob.
Granny, don't call Steve names like that. He won't give me flying lessons.
Hi, Granny. Ellie Mae?
Howdy, Steve.
Steve, boy, how's the little mama and the baby?
Oh, they're just fine. They'll be down in a minute. Meantime, maybe you can persuade Jethro here to get out of that general's uniform.
Go take off that general's uniform.
Says who?
Says me.
Okay, I'm going. Okay.
Where are you going, Jethro?
Upstairs, Granny told me to take off this uniform.
Well, Steve's been telling you that for an hour.
Yeah, but he didn't explain it like Granny did.
What a darling baby.
Cutest I ever did see.
Can I hold her there, Joe?
Well, sure you can, Ellie.
And now be careful, Ellie. That's not one of your critters.
Hello, Granny.
Look at that. Ellie and that young'un take to each other real natural.
Oh, Jed, wouldn't it be nice if Ellie had a baby of her own?
Yeah, but first it'd be nice if you had a husband of her own.
Come on, Jethro. You look just fine.
Uncle Joe ain't exactly a snappy dresser.
Believe me, it's safer than wearing a general's uniform.
Boy, what a come down. From Pride of the Pentagon to a Hooterville hick. Hey, you're still going to give me flying lessons, though, aren't you, Steve?
Oh, I'd like to, Jethro, if I had a safe plane, but that old crate of mine is falling apart.
Would you like a new airplane?
Would my wife like a mink coat?
I'll go ask her.
Forget it.
Well, that's okay. My Uncle Jed's got $90 million. Hey, Uncle Jed, can I see you for a minute?
You're right there.
And I'll have some money of my own, too, now that I'm a retired general. Well, ain't I entitled to a pension?
I wouldn't put in for it if I were you.
Steve, that's a mighty fine little baby. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
Hey, Uncle Jed, would you buy Steve a new airplane?
You need one?
Well, yes, sir, but I don't expect you to. I mean, that is, we'd pay you back, naturally.
We?
Well, Uncle Joe and I are sort of in business together. What he calls Carson Elliott Enterprises. We have this crop dusting service.
Say, Steve, I'd like to talk to you about the rent on Hughes Airport.
Could you talk to Uncle Joe?
Yeah, if I could find him, but he always hides, comes first of the month.
See, we keep our plane in Mr. Hughes' pasture.
Airport.
Yeah. You hurting for rent, Steve?
Oh, I'm hurting for everything, Mr. Clampett. My plane's in pieces, and we work out of this broken-down shack.
Airport terminal.
Yeah. I got an idea. Why don't we all go over to the pasture? Airport, and look things over.
Fine.
Hey, I'll go along. Y'all can use the expert advice of a retired Air Force general.
Where are you going?
We're going over to see Steve's crop dusting airplane.
You dust crops with an airplane?
Yeah, you see, Granny, you fly real low over a field. And
Steve, I'll explain to her. She don't understand aeronautics like I do. You see, Granny, airplane's got a fan out front called a propeller. Spins around and makes a big wind. Understand? Well, anyway, Steve flies low over the fields, and the wind blows the dust off the crops. That's what you call crop dusting.
Beautiful, General.
Hot dog. I can't wait to fly this rascal.
Mr. Clampett, if you like the idea of buying out Uncle Joe, I'm sure he'll be amenable.
Well, I don't want to get him riled.
What I mean is I think he'd like it. And we could call the new company Clampett Elliott Enterprises.
Wait a minute. I want in on that. After all, this here is my pasture. Airport.
That's fine with me.
Me too.
Sam Drucker says that everything this here man touches turns to gold.
Well, I guess it's just a question of making the financial arrangements.
Well, why don't I call my banker, Mr. Drysdale, and have him to handle it?
Nearest phone's Drucker's store. I'll go flag the train.
Good. Where's Jethro?
Oh, looks like he's checking out my plane. I'll get him. Jethro?
Yeah?
This is impossible. There's no opening between those two cockpits.
There is now.
Well, listen, we're going over to Drucker's store to call Mr. Drysdale. Get out.
I wish I could, but I'm stuck.
Jethro, when the Air Force lost you, they lost a great general.
Thanks. Will you please help me get out of here?
Mr. Clampett, you and Mr. Hughes go ahead and catch the train. This may take a while.
Yes, operator, I understand. Thank you very much. Bye. Well, I'm sorry, Chief. There's no telephone at the Shady Rest Hotel in Hooterville.
Oh, fine. We've lost touch with our largest depositor. $90 million can go down the drain like that.
$90 million is safe. It's here in your bank.
All Jed Clampett has to do is write one check, and this bank becomes a parking lot.
Hello? Yes, just a moment. It's Hooterville calling.
Don't accept it. It's disaster. It's bad news.
What's that, Mr. Clampett? You're buying Carson Elliott Enterprises.
I told you, there it is. Doomed. We're a parking lot. He's blown $90 million.
Did I understand you correctly, Mr. Clampett? You're going into business with a man named Howard Hughes?
Hang up. I don't want to. Howard Hughes? Give me that phone. Mr. Clampett, it's me, your friendly banker.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Yes, sir, that's his name, Howard Hughes. I met him down here in Hooterville. He's the biggest landowner in these parts.
I thought most of his land was in Vegas.
Well, it might be, but part of it is in corn and barley. And then, of course, there's the Hughes Airport.
Hughes Airport? Mr. Clampett, could you describe Mr. Hughes to me?
Well, yeah, he's right here. He's, I'd say he's a kind of a ordinary-looking fella. Kind of tall, lanky. He's got on an old shirt, a pair of work pants, and some old faded sneakers.
It's him! It's him! Howard Hughes, the billionaire. Wouldn't you know that he and Jed Clampett would get together? Money goes to money. You've heard me say that 100 times.
No, I haven't.
You will. Mr. Clampett, do you think Mr. Hughes will agree to do business with my bank?
Well, hold on, I'll ask him. Howard, you mind doing business with Mr. Drysdale's bank?
Jed, if it's okay with you, it's okay with me.
Howard says...
I heard him! I heard him! What a beautiful voice. It's like an angel.
Seems kind of ordinary to me. But anyway, Howard and me is going in the airline business. Would you handle a financial arrangement?
I'll be there on the first plane, and don't let Mr. Hughes out of your sight.
Okay. Okay. Yeah? Okay. Bye. Never hear that man so excited. He says you got a very famous name, Howard.
Well, that ought to be famous. I've been selling corn, barley, and rye in this valley for over 30 years.
Hey, come on, Jed. He's too good for me.
Sit right down there, Mr. Clampett. What do you prefer, reds or blacks?
Well, I'll take the ones on this side here.
All right.
It's no use, Jethro. I can't get you out of there.
Hey, where you going, Steve?
To get a saw.
Hey, oh no! Not that! Take me out of here in one piece! Please, Steve, help!
Granny, there is only one smell beats magnolias and honeysuckle, and that is your collard greens and fatback.
Well, Jed, spring wouldn't be spring unless I whomped up a good big pot of collards and side meat.
You got wild onions in there?
Just like back home.
I hope you're going to have plenty of cornbread to crumble in the pot liquor.
Oh, you betcha. That reminds me, I better go stir it up. Will you guard my pot for me?
Why, sure, but it ain't likely any critter would bother boiling green.
There's one that will. And he's been sitting up in the tree for the last 3 hours, waiting for me to go into the house so he can swoop down.
Sound like a buzzard.
You're close. It's the 10-toed, black-tufted victual snatcher.
Here's your water, Granny.
Oh, thank you, darling. Just pour it in the pot.
Come on down from there, Jethro.
Can't hear you, Uncle Jed.
I got chores for you.
I didn't hear that neither.
Well, I got a trick that'll get him down.
Well, good. Go to it.
Jed, let's have a sociable this evening like we used to have back home in the hills when I cooked my spring collards.
Good idea, Granny. I'll invite some neighbors in.
Back home, we didn't have to invite them.
That's the truth, especially the ones that live downwind. Here comes Jethro.
He bounced right back up.
Twice.
Don't look like he's hurt.
Ah, he's fine.
You know what Ellie done to me?
Yeah, she tricked you out of the tree.
Some trick. She throwed me 40 feet on my head.
Well, you can fill in the hole later. Right now, we got to get ready for the Spring Eating Festival.
Hot dog.
I'm cooking 4 bushels of greens, a peck of wild onions, and 20 pounds of fatback.
We're hoping some neighbors will drop in.
Neighbors? That ain't hardly enough for me. I mean, us. Granny, you reckon I could have a little helping to hold me till supper?
Well, all right, boy. Go fetch a plate.
Here, just fill this.
Have it. There is living proof that the moon ain't made of cheese. If it was, Jethro would be there.
That'd be a heap less moon.
I told you I could get Jethro out of that there tree. Anything else I can do?
Maybe Ellie can commence inviting the neighbors. She can start with the Drysdales.
I don't hardly think they need an invite. Their house is downwind. Besides, Mr. Drysdale likely at the bank by now.
Chief, are you serious? You're letting Mrs. Drysdale sell the house?
A prospective buyer's coming this morning to look it over.
But you live right next door to the Clampetts. I can't picture you ever leaving.
Well, I promised Margaret if she'd stick it out for 7 years, I'd let her sell the house. And I am a man of my word.
Well, congratulations. You've got newfound courage. You've got self-confidence and maturity.
Thanks. I've also got an option to buy the house on the other side of the Clampets.
But your wife will be in the same spot.
Not exactly. The new house is 25 feet closer.
You'd better think twice about this. Your wife just might leave you.
Gee, I hadn't thought of that. No, I don't want to dream the impossible dream. Yes? Oh, hello, Margaret.
Milburn, darling, I hesitate to bother you. You've been so sweet about selling the house.
What's the problem?
Well, our prospective buyer is a celebrity, doubtless a man of fastidious taste. And I'm afraid when I show him around, he's going to be nauseated.
Well, that's simple. Just don't talk so much.
I was referring to the fact that Granny is cooking some witch's brew out by the pool, and the stench is blowing this way.
Well, maybe the wind will change before the buyer gets there. Don't worry about it. And, oh, Margaret, you get upset with me at times, but you wouldn't ever leave me, would you?
Of course not, darling.
Okay. Goodbye. Don't ever get my hopes up like that again.
Chief, if I may ask, who is the prospective buyer?
The famous entertainer, Pat Boone.
Pat Boone, how marvelous!
You know him?
Well, not personally, of course, but I understand he's a perfectly charming man. Tremendously talented and yet modest and unassuming. In short, a fine human being as well as a great artist.
Never mind that. I want to know about the important virtues. Has he got money? Where does he bank?
Chief, has it ever occurred to you, have you ever entertained the thought that there just might be something in this world more important than money?
Of course. I not only entertained the thought, I mentioned it to my father. I said, Dad, there must be something in this world more important than money. That's when I grew the mustache.
Why a mustache?
To hide the scar. He hit me right in the mouth.
What have you got in that kettle?
What does it smell like?
Oh,
No, there's no chicken in it.
it's malodorous, fetid, and stultifying.
You ain't even close. It's collards, onions, and fatback.
Granny, I have a favor to ask you. A very important gentleman is coming to my home, and if he smells this odor...
I know what you're going to ask, honey. Just fetch him over. There ain't nothing like a mess of greens come spring.
Now, how much longer will you be cooking this mess?
Oh, it ought to simmer all day.
Could I possibly persuade you to take it off the fire now?
Can't wait, huh? All right, fetch over a plate.
I'll fetch over the smog control officials.
Who?
The people in charge of air pollution.
Well, if they's friends of yours, I'll feed them. Only I don't hold to the way they're polluting our air.
What's the use? I'll be back with the police and the fire department.
Well, now, if you're going to bring them, leave the air polluters home. I can't feed the whole city.
Welcome. I heard you drive up. I'm Mrs. Drysdale, and I know you're going to adore my lovely home. Do come right in, Mr. Boone.
I'm Mr. Boone's manager, Mr. Tucker.
Oh, couldn't he come?
This is Mr. Boone. I got him back from a fishing trip to look at your house.
How do you do, Mr. Boone?
Oh, how do you do? May I ask where that unusual odor is coming from?
Odor? Oh, you must mean the exotic orchid fertilizer. My next-door neighbor is an orchidist.
Really?
The first day of spring, we have this unusual odor for a few hours, and from then on, it's just heavenly fragrant. Please do. Hurry right in.
Doc, you go ahead. I'm going to find out who's cooking those collards and fatback.
Is that what that odor really is?
Man, that odor's perfume to me. I haven't smelled anything that wonderful since I left Nashville.
Collard greens, good old collard greens, cornbread and fat, and good collard greens, good old collard greens, cornbread and
Fatback,
and
good old collard greens.
Where did you come from to know that song?
Nashville, Tennessee, ma'am.
Tennessee.
Yeah, and I haven't smelled anything that good since I left Tennessee.
Oh, you poor boy. What you been eating?
Oh, steak mainly, lobster, prime rib, shrimp.
Well, I reckon when you get hungry enough, you can eat anything. What's your name, son?
Pat Boone, ma'am.
Mine's Granny Moses. I reckon you've heard about me.
Aren't you an orchidist?
Oh, no. Jed and me, we sing hymns with the Methodists and the Baptists, but mostly we're golden rulers.
Oh, see.
I thought maybe you'd heard about my doctorate.
You're a doctor?
Probably the most famous betwixt Bug Tussle and Springfield.
Springfield? Did you ever know Red Foley?
Did I know Red Foley? He never missed a spring that he didn't come to our house for collards and fatback.
Ha ha, that's great. How long you been here in California?
7 years. When did you leave Tennessee?
Oh, 15 years ago.
What you been doing all that time?
Singing, mainly.
Oh, no steady work, huh?
Well, who's this young fella?
His name is Pat Boone, Jed. Smell my collards cooking and come a-running.
Oh, glad to have you, son. Where are you from?
Tennessee.
My doggies, I've known Granny's collars to pull them in from a long way off, but this is a new record.
He was in the neighborhood when he smelled them, Jed.
I figured as much, Granny.
Excuse me. Would you like to stir?
Oh, I'd love to.
He's a drifter, Jed. Left home 15 years ago and ain't had a steady job since. Ain't had a decent meal neither, poor boy.
Well, let's offer to take him in. Maybe we can help him get work.
Good.
Son, we got a fine big house here with plenty of room. We'd be pleased to have you stay with us.
Oh, I sure do thank you, but I've got a place to stay.
Now, don't be proud, Pat. Sleeping in freight yards can be dangerous.
I promise you, I'm not sleeping in freight yards.
Well, then, how about dropping around about sundown and having some collards and fatback with us?
Now, that I would purely love.
You like cornbread and pot liquor?
Does a possum like persimmons?
Speaking of possum, Granny's gonna bake a few for tonight.
With sweet taters.
Oh, now you're making me homesick.
Well, see you tonight.
Listen, how can I thank you folks?
You got a guitar?
Sure.
Good. Fetch it along this evening and you can sing for your supper.
Oh, you play and sing, do you?
Well, that's how I've been making my living.
Well, as long as you enjoy it. Money and everything. Speaking of money, I reckon you could use a little.
Oh, no, thanks. I'll be all right.
Oh, don't be bashful. I've been broke myself. I know what it's like.
Oh, you're early, Mr. Policeman. We ain't gonna be eating till sundown.
You can't build an open fire in Beverly Hills.
Oh, sure you can. All you need is seasoned wood.
No, what I mean it... Wait a minute, aren't you Pat Boone?
Oh, well...
Well, sure you are. I've got your latest record.
The boy's got a record, has he?
Well, sure, a bunch of them. Haven't you seen his pictures?
No, we don't get down to the post office much.
Please don't arrest him, Mr. Policeman. He's a good boy. He just fell on hard times.
I'll vouch for that.
Is this really on the level? They don't know who you are?
That's right, officer, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Couldn't you parole him to us? We'll help him.
How about if he give up singing and playing and takes an honest job?
Thanks, Granny, but I'm just going to go along quietly with the officer.
Well, will we see you tonight?
Oh, I'll be here. Nothing can stop me.
Don't bust out of jail, Pat.
Even Granny's collars ain't worth that.
I'll smuggle your mess to the jail. There'll be a file in the fat back. I hope they don't lock him up, Jed.
I reckon it goes hard on you once you got a record.
And him with his picture in the post office.
Well, we'll look after him.
Yes, he's right right here. Mr. Clapper for you, Chief.
Oh, Mr. Clapper, what can I do for you?
Well, first off, we'd like to invite you and Miss Jane to come by this evening for collard greens and fatback.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Yes, we'd love it. What's flatback?
What's fatback?
Oh. What's fatback?
Meat?
Oh, yes, Mr. Clapper. I was just explaining to Miss Hathaway what fatback was. Yes, we'll be there.
Good. We're going to have a little entertainment, too. A boy by the name of Pat Boone.
Pat Boone?
I know you never heard of him. He's from back in our part of the country. He happened to smell Granny's collards a cooking, and he come a-running.
Oh, he likes collards, does he?
He's just crazy about them. We all been hitting it off real good. Well, fine. We'll be looking for you.
Bye. Oh, this is beautiful. Pat Boone met the Clappers and loves them. And Granny's victuals.
Really?
Yes, he's a collard addict. Now he'll give me anything for my house. I'll call Margaret and tell her to raise the price to $250,000. Now, why, give her the pleasure. This is the kind of thing I do so well. Plucking a pigeon.
Well, Mr. Tucker, I'm sure you'll agree that this is a delightful home and well worth $200,000.
Well, of course, that will be up to Mr. Boone.
Where is he, by the way?
He went next door.
Oh, no. Mr. Tucker, I'm going to give you the opportunity to be a big hero in the eyes of your clients. Let's say 100,000.
I'm sure Mr. Boone will be pleased to hear that.
Why did he go next door?
To investigate that odor.
Oh, dear. They would have to fertilize their orchids today. Let's say 50,000.
Mr. Boone didn't think it was orchid fertilizer. He thought someone was cooking collard greens in the fatback.
25,000, and I'll throw in all the furniture.
Mrs. Drysdale.
10. I'm here. Free, we're free. I've sold the house.
Oh, Margaret, you should have waited for me. I could have got a... You got $1 million?
Look again, dear.
Don't tell me you sold this place for $100,000.
No, look again.
10? Oh, no wonder you were yelling, free, free.
Oh, we take a little loss. It's worth it to get away from Granny's vile concoctions.
Pat Boone would have paid $250,000 for this house.
Not after he smelled that vile hillbilly brew.
He loves it. He's a hillbilly himself. You just blew $240,000.
If you wish to continue this conversation, please lower your voice.
Is this low enough?
Much better.
Can you hear me?
Yes, but smile.
How's this?
Fine. Now, what do you wish to say?
I'm going to strangle you.
Come on, everybody. It's pretty near collar time.
Jed, I thought you was guarding my kettle. That 10-toed vittles snatcher will gobble up everything.
It's all right, Granny. He's upstairs getting changed to his agent's clothes.
How come?
Well, I asked him to see could he give this Pat Boone a leg up in the show business.
Oh, that's nice.
Sure hope the boy can sing.
Now, don't you worry, Jed. All us Tennessee folks are born with the gift of music. They used to call me the songbird of the Smokies.
Fairchild Me's ready. Is Mr. Boone here yet?
Ellie Mae, you ain't bringing that varmint to the Collard Festival.
Oh, Granny, he just loves your biscuits and sorghum.
Ellie, honey, a bear makes a poor chaperone. Mr. Boone is liable to get the idea that we don't trust him with you.
There he is. Quick, hide the bear.
Granny, you don't quick hide a 500-pound bear. Well, Miss Jane.
My time for the Collard Festival?
You bet you are.
Granny? Ellie? Fairchild?
Where's Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale?
Oh, they'll be delayed. They're having a little contretemps.
Well, they hadn't ought to eat before they come.
Let 'em eat, Jed. Betwixt Miss Drysdale and Jethro, there won't be enough for the Moon Boy.
Yeah, he's liable to be hungry. They don't feed him too good in jail.
Are you by any chance referring to Pat Boone?
You know him, do you?
Well, not personally, but I've seen his pictures.
And you know he got a record.
Well, he has many records.
Yeah, That's what the policeman said when he took him away.
I still say he ain't a bad boy. He just got roving feet.
I wonder if he's any kin to Daniel Boone.
Well, as a matter of fact, Pat Boone is a direct descendant of Daniel Boone.
There you are, Granny. The boy come by it honest. Old Daniel sure had wandering ways.
Is it possible you don't know that Pat Boone is famous?
I reckon he is, with his picture in every post office and his record in every police station.
Jed, Granny? Oh, hi, Miss Jane.
Jethro.
Folks is commencing to gather out by the cement pond.
Come on, let's go.
What about that bear?
Well, Granny, if he's kin to Daniel Boone, he won't be scared of no bear.
Girl's right, Granny. Come on, let's go.
Now remember, Tuck, these folks think I'm just sort of a singing hobo, and I like it that way.
You mean you're gonna sing for nothing?
Don't worry, you're gonna get your 10% of my collards and fat back.
Some deal.
Hey, speaking of deals, did you tell Drysdale we're not gonna hold him to that $10,000 price?
I'll tell him when he gets here.
He'll worry.
Let him. I read the fine print on that agreement. With the interest he charges, he could still get $200,000 for that house.
Oh, there you are. Thief, robber, singing bandit. I ought to call the police.
That's right. Whatever mistakes the boy has made, he's promised to turn over a new leaf. Now, if we all pitch in and help him, maybe he can make us as a singer.
Logan, get me out of this thing immediately.
How did you get out of the basement?
Never mind. Untie this straitjacket.
That's a dandy idea, Miss Drysdale. Keeps you from making a pig out of yourself.
I wonder could we get one of them for Jethro?
All right, everybody, get yourself a plate and line up in front of the kittle.
Quick as we get through eating, Mr. Pat Boone is going to play and sing for us.
Every time I see that Greyhound bus go rolling down the line, makes me wish I'd talk much more to you when we had all that time. These are only cities, but they're cities without you. So I'm never going back. No, I'm never going back. Oh, I'm never going back to Nashville anymore. Oh, no. You in Nashville seen the last of me, honey. I may go on down to Chattanooga, walk up there on Lookout Mountain, take a look, but I ain't gonna see you. I may come on into Fayetteville, Shelbyville, maybe even Pegram, drop off in Madison, but I ain't crossing that Davidson County line no more.
What do you think, Jethro? You going to handle him?
Oh, he needs too much work, Uncle Jed. Got to change his name, his style of singing, his whole image. It just ain't working.
Find my glasses. Must have left them on the airplane.
Well, don't worry, Granny. As soon as we get home, I'll call the airline Lost and Found.
Thank you, Miss Jane. Not that I need glasses. I got what they call perfect vision. Right, Jed? I'm Ellie. Well, the sun's in my face. But your pa will tell you, I got eyes like a hawk. Right, Jed?
Granny, Mr. Clampett isn't with us. He's coming in with Mr. Drysdale.
Who's that sitting in the back with me?
That's your medical bag.
Oh.
Perhaps we better go back and get your glasses.
Who needs them?
Look, he's got a family.
Quick, Granny, let's get inside before she summons a family of buffalo.
Almost fell, didn't you? Oh, it's good to be home again. I just love this room. Somebody move the piano.
Granny, that's the stove.
What's the stove doing in the parlor?
Granny, this is the kitchen, and I had better call the airline and see if they found your glasses.
I only need them for reading.
Oh, here's a note from the young vet who's been taking care of Ellie's animals.
Young what?
Vet. He's a veterinarian.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of them. But personally, I like to eat meat.
You're thinking of a vegetarian. This young man's an animal doctor, Dr. Robert Graham.
Oh, he's the young fella that Mr. Drysdale said would be just right for Ellie Mae. Where is he?
This note says he's down by the swimming pool.
I think I'll saunter down there and say howdy to him.
I'll call the airline.
Oh, my, it's turned cold outside.
Granny, you've opened the refrigerator. Maybe I better go down to the pool with you. You might fall in.
Oh, no. Once I get outside, I'm on familiar ground.
Oh, very well.
Sorry, Gloria, that's all for now. I'll be back after I've fed my other patients.
Hold on, Granny. Don't be too anxious. You might scare the doctor away. Just make it look like it's an accidental meeting. Oh, can she bake a cherry pie? Billy boy, Billy boy. Can she bake a cherry pie? Charming Billy. She can bake a cherry pie quick as a cat. Can wink his eye, but she's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Thank you. Is that you, Dr. Graham? Oh, I see you're a music lover. Where are you? Oh, you're in the pool. Well, swim over here so I can get a good look at you. I mean, say howdy. You hadn't ought to be swimming with a cold like that. Well, excuse you. That cold is going to turn into pneumonia if you don't get out of the water.
Oh, yes, well, thank you very much. Goodbye.
He's home, Miss Jane.
Oh.
And Mr. Drysdale said he'd like you to drive him right down to the bank.
Right away.
Where's Granny?
She's down at the swimming pool saying hello to Dr. Graham.
Dr. Graham?
He's the young veterinarian who's been looking after Ellie's critters.
Oh, he's the one that Mr. Drysdale said would be a fine catch for Ellie Mae.
That's right. Well, bye.
Bye. Oh, Granny, did you meet Dr. Graham?
I did.
What'd you think of him?
Jed, Ellie Mae can't marry him. He is the ugliest one man that ever growed a breath.
Plain, is he?
He's got a pinhead, pop eyes, straggly, droopy mustache, and no ears.
Ain't that a shame? He must be smart. He's a doctor.
Some doctor. He coughed right in my face.
No.
He's splashing around in the pool with the worst cold you ever seen.
Well, that don't seem too bright. But the way Mr. Drysdale brags on him, he must have something.
Oh, he has, Jed. He's homely, he's rude, he ain't too brainy. But that rascal sure can swim. Where are you going, Ellie?
Down to the pool to meet Dr. Graham.
Oh, don't bother.
What you mean?
He ain't for you.
Well, Mr. Drysdale says he's single.
One look and you'll know why.
Granny, I think Ellie ought to meet the doctor and thank him for taking care of her critters.
Well, all right, darling, but don't get too close to him. He'll cough all over you.
I'll be careful.
Fetch him in, Ellie.
Don't you dare. It's bad enough him spreading germs in the pool. I don't want him in my kitchen.
Listen, Granny.
Granny, you're being a mite rough on a young fella.
Jed, it ain't just the germs. He's got a breath like a bait bucket.
Granny.
If I didn't know better, I'd swear he had been eating raw fish.
I think you're exaggerating.
Howdy there.
Hello, you must be Ellie Mae.
Yes, sir. Are you Dr. Graham?
That's right.
Pleased to meet you.
Same here. I was just going to get some raw fish out of the refrigerator to feed your seal.
Oh, but Granny don't... You wait right here, and I'll fetch him for you.
I grant you that Ellie is hard up for a man, but I don't hardly think that doctor...
What you doing, Ellie?
Fetching some raw fish for Dr. Graham.
Exaggerating, was I?
You met the doctor, did you, Ellie?
Yes, sir, Pa.
What do you think of him?
He's cute.
You. That girl ain't hard up. She's desperate.
Got the suitcases all toted upstairs. How about some victuals, Granny?
Fend for yourself, boy. I'm too upset to think about cooking.
Well, now, Granny, like a fella says, difference of opinion is what makes horse racing. Your idea of cute and Ellie's idea of cute is two different things.
But, Jed, looks aside, a man that eats raw fish, that just ain't human.
Thanks for the snack, Granny.
What'd you eat?
Fish? It was a mite underdone, but awful tasty.
Well, there goes that argument.
Since when do you call him human?
Home again, Chief.
Yes.
Well, how does it feel?
Marvelous. Simply marvelous. Oh, we've had a very successful trip, Miss Hathaway. The Clampetts are home. Their $85 million is safe in my bank. Ooh, business is good. Interest rates are climbing. Foreclosures are at a new high. All is right with the world.
Well, you are in a rare good mood.
I am in such a good mood, I feel like giving every employee of this bank a raise.
Oh, wonderful.
I better lie down when it goes away.
Excuse me, Miss Hathaway. The airline sent his glasses.
How good they found Granny's spectacles.
Is there something wrong with Mr. Drysdale?
Yes. Temporary softening of the heart.
Oh?
Don't worry, it never lasts long.
I'm beginning to feel better.
See?
Well, I'll be getting back to my desk.
Who's she?
She's one of your new employees.
How much am I paying her?
The usual starting wage.
Well, how can she afford to dress like that?
She makes her own clothes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's very gifted with needle and thread.
Say, you know, this jacket could use a little taking in.
Chief, you wouldn't.
Oh, don't be kidding.
Well, the airline found Granny's glasses. Shall I take them to her?
Oh, yes, yes. And while you're there, see what you can do to encourage a romance between Ellie Mae and that young vet I hired to take care of her animals.
Young vet you hired?
Well, persuade.
Try again.
All right, forced.
That's better. You threatened to foreclose on his animal hospital.
What's the difference? I'm doing that young man a great favor getting him together with Ellie Mae. Well, she's the catch of all time. Imagine marrying a girl with a figure like that. 85 million.
You're an incurable romantic. Well, I'm on my way.
Those two will hit it off great.
I sure do thank you for taking care of my critters, Dr. Graham.
Please call me Bob.
Thank you, Bob. I know they was a heap of work.
Well, I must admit, when Mr. Drysdale forced me to, persuaded me to do it, I wasn't too keen on the idea, but now I'm glad I did.
So am I.
Tell me something, Ellie. How'd you happen to start this collection of animals?
I don't know. When we lived back in the hills, I always had me lots of pet critters. I'd find them in the woods and just fetch them home.
You had a rapport.
No, but I had a chipmunk, and a deer, and a raccoon.
I mean, you've always loved animals.
Oh, yes, sir. I like them better than a lot of people I've met.
I'm with you there.
Say, who's this coming?
Oh, that's my little brother and his pet otter. Jimmy, this is Ellie Mae Clampett.
Well, howdy there, Jimmy. Hi. This is my daughter named Charlie. Howdy, Charlie.
I'm needed at the hospital. How about dinner tonight?
Swell.
Not you, her.
That'd be dandy.
How about a movie?
Swell.
I'm talking to Miss Clampett.
I like that.
7 o'clock, okay?
Just fine.
Let's go, Jimmy.
Can't Charlie make us fun?
Well,
Sure you can, Jimmy.
you don't have to worry about him. He swims like an otter. And so does he. See you later.
Bye, Dr. Graham. I mean, Bob. Did you bring your swimming suit? Yes, ma'am. Charlie doesn't need one. Well, over yonder's the bathhouse. I'll put on my swimming suit and join you. Well, meet you back here. Where you going, Granny?
Is that you, Ellie?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Ain't they found your glasses yet?
Who needs them? What are you doing in my root cellar?
Oh, this ain't your root cellar. You're headed for the swimming pool.
Oh, my, that smog is terrible. Is that homely critter doctor still around?
No, please don't call him that, Granny. His little brother Jim is here. Come on, I'll take you to the root cellar.
I don't need to be took no place.
Yes, ma'am. See you later.
Get a look at that doctor's little brother. Jimmy, are you here? Oh, you're in the pool, are you? Well, swim over here so I can get a good look at you. That's his little brother, all right. They's a family of pinheads. Such a shame. A pretty girl like Ellie getting mixed up with a bunch like that.
Howdy, Miss Jean.
Greetings, Mr. Clampett. The airline found Granny's glasses.
Oh, good. I'll see she gets them.
Tell me, Mr. Clampett, how does Ellie Mae like young Dr. Graham?
She likes him fine, but for some reason, Granny don't cotton to him at all.
Well, how do you like him?
I ain't never met the boy.
Neither have I. Is he here?
No, Ellie Mae says he's gone back to his animal hospital.
Why don't you jump in the car and we'll drive over and meet him?
Gosh, I'm such a mess right now, Miss Jean.
Well, suppose I go over and pick him up and bring him back here.
Good. That'll give me time to get my work done and get these tools put out of sight.
Fine. I'll be back within the hour.
Granny?
What do you want?
Miss Jane fetched over your glasses.
I don't need them.
Where in the blue blazes are you?
I'm here in the root cellar.
Root cellar. She's in the storage closet.
Jed, I got bad news for you. We was robbed.
Robbed?
Whilst we was gone, somebody busted into the root cellar there and took everything.
Granny, put your glasses on.
There ain't a ham, nor a sausage, nor a jar of fruit left in there. They cleaned us out.
Put your glasses on.
Oh, all right. I'll do it to please you. But I don't need them. He's in the kitchen. Well, how about that? I didn't know you could get from the root cellar to the kitchen.
Big house like this is always something new turning up. Well, I gotta finish some work out front.
Oh, Jed. I seen Dr. Graham's little brother.
What does he look like?
Well, I hate to mean-mouth a young'un, but he is just as homely as the doctor.
Sorry to hear that.
But I'll say one thing about that family. They is swimming fools. Oh, Ellie, you had a nice swim, did you?
Yes, ma'am.
That cold water clears your head, don't it?
Sure does, Granny.
Well, now that your head is clear, how do you feel about that Dr. Graham?
He's cute. We's gonna go out on a date tonight.
Oh, Ellie, you're busting your poor old granny's heart. Oh, I had such sweet visions of orange blossoms and rice.
Hey, Granny, I've been looking every place for you. How about something to eat?
No, thanks. I ain't hungry.
It's me that's hungry. That because I'm starving to death. Hey, Granny, come on out in the kitchen and fix me some victuals.
I got too big a problem.
What can be a bigger problem than me starving to death? Please, Granny.
Jethro, have you ever had a busted heart and tromped on visions of orange blossoms and rice?
No, but cook it. I'll eat it. Granny?
Jethro, you don't understand. Your cousin Ellie has taken leave of her senses. She has fell for the ugliest goomer that ever lived. She's going out with him in public. She's going to shame her family and ruin her life. Let that soak in for a minute.
Okay, now can we eat?
You got all the warm family spirit of a black widow spider.
But gee whiz, Granny.
You realize that we might have to lock Ellie in the attic for a while?
Can I have her victuals?
You'll enjoy meeting the rest of the Clampett family. They're quite original and unique.
Look at that handsome fellow with Miss Jane. How come Ellie can't get a man like that?
Would you like him to be Ellie's beau?
Of course I would. I'd give anything.
Would you give a mess of ham hocks and turnip greens? Hog jowls and corn pone? Grits and fatback?
Of course, but...
I'll take care of it.
Wait a minute, Jethro. You can't take him away from Miss Jane. That wouldn't be fair.
It would be if she was swept off her feet by Hollywood's handsomest playboy.
Who's that?
Me!
Yeah. Come to think of it, Miss Jane always did have a soft spot in her head, in her heart for you.
Commence cooking, Granny. Darling, sweetheart, lover. What? Why do you want to go and break my heart like this? Don't you know I'm crazy, mad, desperate, head over heels in love with you?
Jethro, I didn't realize you had...
Well, I didn't realize it neither, till I seen you holding hands with this here rascal. It set me on fire. We're holding hands.
Oh, let's be honest.
Please, let her be mine and mine alone. Why, I love her. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. I'd do anything for her.
Wait a minute, I'm not... Let the boy talk.
I'm through talking. I'm carrying you off to paradise.
Oh, where's that?
The kitchen.
He done it. I'll cook that boy more victuals than he's ever seen.
Jethro, Miss Jane, what's going on?
Oh, Mr. Clampett. Shake hands with Dr. Graham.
Oh, glad to meet you, Doctor.
Pleasure's mine, Mr. Clampett.
Come on in.
Thank you. Say, about that big fella just carried Miss Hathaway into the house.
Jethro?
Yes, I can't quite figure him out.
Well, we all been working on that, Doctor. And the best we've come up with is that Jethro went right from his first childhood into his second childhood with nothing in between.
Guess what? I have a date with Jethro tonight. Dinner, a show, dancing, the works.
Well, dandy. Ellie and I are going out tonight. Would you like to make it a double date?
Wonderful.
We're going to dinner at 7. How's that?
Perfect.
With Jethro along, I'd planned to eat earlier. He commences to get mean along about 6.
Well, good suggestion. I must get back to the work now.
Would you mind dropping me off at the hospital?
Glad to.
Would you take me by the bank, please? I want to talk to Mr. Dryden.
Come along.
What do you charge for alterations?
Why, Mr. Drysdale, I wouldn't think of charging you.
Oh, why not?
You might fire me.
Like that. Can I come in? Mr. Clampett, come in, come in. I'm just having a fitting for my new tailor. So that'll be all, Miss Leeds.
Yes, sir.
Nice looking tailor.
And good, too. Now, if you ever want a suit made, all you have to do is buy the material. The labor's on me.
Oh, thank you. I just come over to pay you for hiring that young animal doctor to look after Ellie's critters.
Oh, no. Keep your money. Does Ellie like him?
Oh, yeah, they got a date tonight. Now, you just peel off whatever you're out of pocket.
Mr. Clampett, I wouldn't think of taking your money.
Well, I know you didn't get him for nothing.
Well, the important thing is that Ellie likes him. Now, take your money.
Well, it don't seem right.
No. Take it. Our friendship means more than money.
Well, if you insist.
I do. Here. Go ahead, take it.
It would help if you unclenched your fist.
What's the trouble?
Nothing, just a muscle spasm.
He can't unclench his fist.
Oh, there must be money in it.
How did you know?
Well, it's happened before. It's an affliction peculiar to bankers. I believe the medical term is lutus contractus.
Sounds serious.
Oh, no, not really. I recall from my study of anatomy, there's a nerve at the base of the neck. It's called the reed nerve. Yes, here it is. Now, if you're ready to catch the money.
I got it, thanks. You and your education.
Eat a cherry pie, Billy boy, Billy boy. Can eat a cherry pie, Charming Billy. Jethro can eat a cherry pie.
Looks like you've been feeding the army.
I have. A one-man army.
Jethro?
I promised the boy all he could eat. There for a while it was nip and tuck. I was only one ham hock ahead of him.
He didn't eat all them ham hocks alone, did he?
Oh, no. He ate them with grits and greens and a sack full of yams.
Full sack?
Jed, that boy can eat yams like other folks eat popcorn.
Where is he now?
Upstairs in bed, sleeping it off.
I best go wake him.
Forget it. He'll be hibernating until breakfast.
He has got a date with Miss Jane in 10 minutes. I even went out and hired him a tuxedo, and he ain't going to stand her up.
I'm coming. Howdy, Dr. Graham. I mean, Bob.
Ellie Mae, you're a vision of loveliness.
So are you. Oh, wait, Miss Jane. Ain't you gussied up?
Oh, it's nothing. Just cost me 2 weeks' salary. Where's my date?
He's coming, Miss Jane.
But I thought I had a date with Jethro.
Never send a boy to do a man's job.
Oh, Mr. Club.
You're just too much woman for that young'un. Besides, he's got 2 left feet, and I know you like to dance.
I love to.
Hope you young'uns can keep up with us.
I may have missed the local, but I have caught the express.
Paul coming down to breakfast?
Reckon not, Ellie. You might as well clear the tape.
Well, he ain't never stayed in bed this late. You reckon he's ailing?
He's ailing, all right. Probably all stove up from dancing with that city woman all night.
Was you two out all night?
Oh, not me. I come home at a decent hour. But your paw was like a colt in a clover patch, kicking up his heels all over that dance floor, cavorting from one nightclub to another.
Sounds like Paul had a good time.
Oh, he was cutting tall timber last night, but he'll have stumps to pull this morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jed. How you feeling?
Just dandy.
Oh, Granny said she bet you'd be stove up like a rusty pump.
Not me. I'm fine as frog's hair.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you, boy. Why don't you go see if Granny needs you?
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, did you and Miss Phyllis do any of them new dances last night? Like the Watusi, the Frug, the Jerk, or the Monkey?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Well, come on, show me. Come on. Hey, Granny was right. Hey, you are stove up. Why, you are as stiff as a pole. Hey, I'll go tell her.
No. What do you want to tell her for?
Well, so she can take care of you. She'll rub in some of her liniment.
The only thing she'll rub in will be some of our told-you-so's, and I'll dog if I'm going to give her that satisfaction.
Well, the Hollywood Playboy is up. The dancing darling of the nightclub crowd, Mr. Twinkletoes.
Twinkletoes?
That's what his lady friend called him. You should have seen the two of them cutting didos on the dance floor last night.
They stopped up a storm, huh, Granny?
They were bouncing around like a couple of chickens in high rye.
How about some victuals?
Oh? Ain't you gonna be dining out with your lady love?
She your lady love, Uncle Jed?
No, she ain't. She probably forgot all about me by now.
The way you was showing off, you'll never get out of her clutches.
She got you in her clutches, Uncle Jed?
Of course not. I just took the woman dancing one night. That don't hardly put me in her clutches.
She's got her painted fingernails in you like a fistful of fish hooks.
Oh, I'll get it. I know how it hurts you to walk, Uncle Jed. He sure is stove up, Granny.
Thank you, boy.
Howdy.
Good morning, Twinkle Toes.
No, ma'am. This ain't Twinkle Toes. Just a minute. It's your lady love, Uncle Jed.
Thanks again, boy.
You're welcome. Boy, she purrs like a cat full of cream.
Put some gas in the truck.
Truck don't need gas.
Well, drive around till it does. Morning, Miss Phyllis.
Morning, Twinkle Toes. Oh, I had such a wonderful time last night. You're such fun.
Well, thank you, ma'am. You're a heap of fun yourself.
Sure is a pretty day, ain't it? It's a beautiful day. What do you say we go out to the racetrack?
Well, to tell you the truth, I don't feel too much like doing any fast running this morning.
Oh, you say the cutest things. Now, we'll watch the horses run.
Oh, the horse races. Well, is there a county fair on?
Well, sort of. How about it? Can I drop by and pick you up?
Well, thank you very much, Miss Phyllis, but I kind of thought I'd just sort of take it easy today.
That's right. Now you get into bed with a hot water bottle, and I'll fetch some liniment for your poor, tired, aching bones. Next time, maybe you'll listen to me and act your age.
Miss Phyllis, I'd be a right pleasure to go to the horse races with you today.
Wonderful. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Bye.
Come on down, Sugar Daddy! That city siren is here. She's painting her face and getting ready to lead you along the primrose path. Come on, see if you can hobble down the stairs.
I'm down, Granny.
How do you get here?
Come the back way.
See? She's already turned you into a sneak. Oh, wait. Hey, Paul, where are you going all dressed up? Never mind, Ellie. It ain't for young, innocent ears. But remember him the way he looks now. The next time you see him, he'll be dressed like a city sport. He'll be wearing pointy yellow shoes with fat bell-bottom pants and a flashy blazer, carrying a gold-top cane and chewing sand.
Oh, howdy, Miss Phyllis.
Hello, Mr. Clampett. Isn't it a perfect day for the races?
Yeah, it sure is. Oh, say, Miss Phyllis, before we get to them races, could we stop and get me some sporty city clothes?
That's a wonderful idea.
Well, good. I'd like some of them pointy yellow shoes and some spats and some bell-bottom pants and one of them flashy blazers.
Well, if we can't find those, I have some other suggestions. Hop in.
Yes, ma'am. Got a little in it?
Oh, there's plenty of room once you get in.
Yeah, well,
Well, sit down.
yes, ma'am, I'll do that. I made it.
And furthermore, Senator, I would like to remind you of your campaign promise, in which you said, by thunder, that's Jed Clampett.
The senator said that.
Come here quickly. Isn't that Mr. Clampett?
Why, yes, it is. All dressed up and with an attractive woman. Why, it's a miracle.
Miracle, nothing. I planned the whole thing.
You, Chief?
Yes, me. I got tired of waiting for you to get results, so I took matters into my own hands. I cleverly reasoned that if Mr. Clampett were to meet the right woman, it would create in him a desire to improve himself. So, I carefully selected the right woman and got them together.
Who is she?
Oh, Phyllis, somebody or other. It's not important. But it just proves what I've always said. If you want something done right, you do it yourself.
In all fairness, Chief, I have often suggested this very plan.
Oh, baloney, this is my plan.
Well, howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane.
By George, Mr. Clampett, you look wonderful. And you too, Miss,
Butterfield.
Oh, yes, of course, I should know that. I'm responsible for you two having a date last night.
Well, I want to thank you for that.
Oh, me too, Mr. Drysdale.
Milburn. My pleasure, dear lady. Did you have a good time?
Oh, yes, we went night clubbing and we danced till dawn.
Did you hear that, Miss Hathaway? They danced till dawn.
We're going to have some more fun this afternoon.
Wonderful.
Yes, I'm taking Mr. Clampett to the racetrack.
Oh, marvelous. Did you hear that, Miss Hathaway? They're going to the racetrack.
And we'd like a nice big sack full of money to take along.
Did you hear that, Miss Hathaway? They'd like a nice big... What did you say?
Sack full of money.
Make it big bills, please. They're easier to carry.
They'd like a sack full of big...
I heard it. All right, let's go down to the cashier and get it.
Oh, thank you.
You and your stupid plan.
All right, Debbie, you and George. You stay there. Now you've got to drive. Herman, you stay there. Okay.
What are you doing with all them varmints in the truck?
Well, Granny, as long as we was going out to the fairgrounds, I figured my critters might win some blow ribbons.
We is going to the fairgrounds to find your paw and to fetch him back home before it's too late. We ain't got no time for livestock.
Yes, Granny.
Granny, we need your help.
I ain't got time for you, Mr. Drysdale. Jed is mixed up with a high-stepping city woman.
Oh, no, it's worse than that. We've been doing some investigating. He's mixed up with a notorious gold digger.
A scheming adventuress.
A money-hungry chorus girl.
3 more. He's gone hog wild. Hurry, young'uns. We got to get to the fairgrounds and save Jed. He's done started himself a harem.
There's only one woman, but she's more than a match for Mr. Clampett.
And they're not at the fairgrounds. They have gone to the racetrack.
With a whole sack full of my money. I mean Mr. Clampett's money.
From what we found out about Phyllis, it will not last long.
Yeah, she loves to bet on the horses.
You mean she's a gambling woman?
That is putting it mildly.
She'll go through my money, I mean Mr. Clampett's money, like a hot knife through butter.
Let's go!
We'll take my car.
Hold on, young'uns. You ain't going no place where there's horse betting and chorus girls.
Well, I like horses.
And I like chorus girls.
You stay here and keep a light burning in the window. If we don't find Jed, he'll come dragging home tonight, flat busted, without a friend to his name. Like all gamblers and playboys.
Front, Cassiel and Wanda T. It's Cassiel in front. PG is second. Tammy G is third. Roche is red. And Wanda T. They're coming down to the left edge, and Cassiel wins it. Tammy G is third.
What?
You picked the winner?
Well, ain't that what you're supposed to do?
I told you not to bet on that beetle.
But, Marge, every tip sheet had him to win in a walk.
They were half right. He walked, but he didn't win.
So sue me.
You and your tip sheets. He's had 3 winners in a row, and he hasn't even got a program. I'll be right back.
Hey, mister, how do you do it?
Oh, well, that ain't what it looks like. She's just happy because I told her which horse is going to win.
That's what I mean. How do you pick those winners?
Well, it's easy. I just pick out the horse that looks like he can outrun others.
I knew he wouldn't tell me anything. He's probably got friends.
I wish I was one of them. Hey, mister,
much have you won?
Well, nothing, ma'am.
Nothing. You've had the winner every race.
Yes, ma'am, but I don't bet.
Why not?
Well, don't need the money, and knowing who's going to win kind of takes the fun out of it.
You're right. We're not going to get a straight answer out of him.
Don't worry about it, Marge. I got a sure thing in the fourth.
I'm sorry, Chief. There just are no parking places. There must be over 50,000 people here.
Oh, that's all right. This is close to Kavanaugh's box. That's where they're sitting.
Is all these folks here to bet on the horse races?
That's about the size of it, Granny. Now, look, we'll wait here. It's probably better if you tackle Mr. Clavitt alone.
You're right. He might resent our interfering in a matter so personal.
Here's the location of Kavanaugh's box. Just show it to any usher.
Good luck, Granny.
Don't worry. I'll give that gambling woman what for, and it won't hurt the rest of them folks to hear what I got to say neither.
Will you be able to find us in all these cars?
When I get done talking on the evils of gambling, there won't be all of these cars. I might just empty that place out.
Sugar Dandy is marked to the front. Blue Jeans is second. Molly Fair is third. Dixie Cup, Fan Dancer, and Busy Bee. Passing the stand the first time. Sugar Dandy in front. 3/4 of a length. Molly Fair is second, a half length. Paul's Folly is third by a head. Blue Jeans is fourth and
Sit down, Fred.
I told you I had a sure thing in this race. Look at Sugar Dandy. They'll never catch him.
By a length and 1/2. Paul's Folly is second. A half length. Molly Fair is third.
What do you think of Sugar Dandy?
Fine horse, ma'am. Right fast runner. I might narrow on the chest to keep it up for a mile. Busy Bee's going to win.
Fred.
What?
Busy Bee's going to win.
Are you out of your mind? He's 40 to 1.
Here comes Busy Bee on the outside. Miss Sugar Dandy in front. Busy Bee is there. Busy Bee is now second. And Busy Bee moving to the front and pulling away. It's Busy Bee in front. By 2 lengths. Sugar Dandy. Paul Folly.
Had enough, Fred?
I'll get even on this next race.
You got another sure winner, have you?
Don't bug me, Marge. Just give me some money.
What for? You want to buy some more tip sheets?
You're bugging me, Marge.
Do you want to go home or fight here?
You're getting me mad, Marge.
Let's face it, you can't pick a winner.
I should have known that on my wedding day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why couldn't I have married somebody like him?
Because you don't look like her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we ought to get out of here before we cause any more trouble.
You don't want to go home this early, do you?
We don't have to go home. We could do some more shopping. For you this time.
Let's go.
Right down here, madam.
Well, here you are.
Where's Jed and that chorus girl?
Well, I don't know, madam. Perhaps they stepped out for refreshments. Why don't you sit down here and wait?
Marge! I've got it. A real sleeper. Give me some money.
Not a penny.
Oh, Marge.
This is grocery money.
All right, so give me some grocery money.
Not a chance. Now, you coming with me?
Marge, have a heart. Just a few dollars of grocery money. Please.
Drop dead.
Marge, don't do this to me. Please, I beg you. Marge! Margie!
Sonny, wouldn't she give you no grocery money?
Not a cent. And $5 could get me well.
Are you sick?
I've been sick since the first race.
Wait! That's no time to do without victuals. Here.
Bless you. I'll split everything I get with you.
Oh, I'm not hungry. You don't have to.
There we go. It's Hazy Mountain
Here it is. It's half yours.
Where'd you get that?
I bet you're $5 to win on a long shot.
You mean you gambled my money on a horse race?
That's right, and I finally picked the winner.
Well, don't stand there. Sit down and pick another one.
Do you think she could have gotten lost, Chief?
No, she probably had a little set-to with Phyllis.
But it shouldn't take this long. It's time for the 7th race.
Well, maybe she's lecturing those 50,000 people on the evils of gambling.
Oh, Chief, who would listen?
49,000 losers.
Second, Molly Fair is third. Dixie Miller.
Give me your tickets, I'll cash us in.
That can wait. Let's handicap the last race.
What do you think of Thelma's girl?
What did she do her last time out?
Placed.
Yeah, but that was a muddy track. I like Rosie Dawn. She had a fast workout this morning. She's carrying light weight, and the shoe is up. I think she's due.
Hey, Uncle Jed, I bet you didn't know I was such a good dancer.
No, I sure didn't, Jethro. Your granny home yet?
No, sir.
My, you look handsome. Oh, where shall we go for dinner tonight?
Well, let's not go anyplace just yet. It's still early. Why don't you and Jethro dance some more?
Hot dog. Come on, show me some more of them steps.
Paul, come here. I want to talk to you. Paul, if you don't leave before Granny gets home, you're going to catch the Dickens.
I know, Ellie.
Well, she says Miss Phyllis is a gold-digging chorus girl just after you for your money.
I know that, too.
Well, why don't you go?
Ellie, I have invested a whole day and a heap of money just so Granny can have the pleasure of being right. I can't spoil it now. Why, she's going to have more fun than...
Hey, Granny, you finally got home.
Granny?
Excuse me, Ellie. Here comes Granny's big moment. Evening, Granny. Miss Phyllis and me is going out to supper and then dancing. Mrs. Drydale, did anything happen to Granny?
I'll say. She had the winners of the 5th, 6th, and 7th races.
Yeah?
Blew it all on the 8th.
If you was to tell me that Jethro had a mountain lion...
I tell you it's true. I sent Jethro to the root cellar, and when he didn't come back, I went to see what was keeping him. And there stood a great big mountain lion licking his chops. He had my baby boy right out from under his hat.
Is the truck gone?
Mountain lions don't eat trucks. They is flesh eaters.
I know that, but I figured if the truck was gone, that might tell us what happened to Jethro.
I told you what happened. He was ate by a mountain lion in the root cellar. Now, you gonna get your gun and shoot him before he eats the rest of the family?
It's kind of dark in that root cellar. What you seen might not have been a mountain lion at all.
I tell you, I seen him. There's a wild varmint in the root cellar.
We've been out here in Beverly Hills for going on to 8 years now, and the wildest thing we've seen yet is that movie star lives down the street.
Which one?
The one with the long blonde hair, wears them wild clothes and jewelry, walks for the wiggle. You know the fella.
I tell you, there's a mountain lion in my root cellar. Now, are you gonna shoot him or do I have to?
Quick as I have this cereal, I'll take a look.
How can you sit there eating cereal at a time like this?
It ain't easy.
My eyes. Fireman's eating your kinfolks and... Jed.
Now what?
Where's Ellie? Maybe the mountain lion ate her too.
I sent Ellie out to get the morning mail. Now, will you sit down and get a hold of yourself?
Here's the mail, Pa.
Oh, fine, Ellie. Now, run fetch your pa's gun. He's gonna shoot that mountain lion in the root cellar.
Giant gonna shoot her?
Herman.
Well, I got him yesterday at the animal farm. He's my new pet.
Some pet. He ate your cousin Jethro.
Herman wouldn't do that.
Well, he did, and your pa's fixing to shoot him.
Please don't, Pa.
Do what you have to do, kid. Kinfolks comes ahead of varmints.
You ain't gonna do it, are you, Pa?
Looks like the only thing I ain't gonna do for sure is eat this cereal.
Oh. Well, I'll give it to Herman. He just loves it. Herman, come get your breakfast.
You bring no man-eating beast in here.
He ain't no man-eating beast, Granny. See, he's just as tame as a kitten.
You get that vicious killer out of my kitchen.
Come on, Herman, with that scoop.
You see, Jed? I told you I seen a man-eating beast.
Yep. Now, if you'll fetch me another bowl, you'll see a man eating cereal. Looks like somebody has sent us the latest copy of the Silver Dollar City News.
Who was it?
Don't say. Well, doggy, guess who's getting married?
Who?
Alverna Bradshaw's daughter.
Big Mouth Bradshaw?
Yep.
Are you telling me that the homeliest girl in the hills has got herself a fella?
Seems that way.
I don't believe it.
Read it for yourself.
Here it is, in black and white.
Yep.
Alverna's daughter is getting married.
Yep.
I don't believe it.
Afraid it's true, Granny.
You realize what this means?
I'm afraid it means I ain't gonna eat this cereal.
We've got to get Ellie Mae married right away.
Why?
Because Big Mouth Bradshaw is 2 days younger than Ellie. And if she gets married before your daughter, you're gonna be disgraced.
No, I won't.
Well, think of Ellie. She'll die of shame.
Oh, I won't bother Ellie.
Think about Jethro. Why, he's a boy with a lot of pride. He's liable to leave home.
Not as long as we got victuals here.
This is no joking matter. We've got to take Ellie back to the hills and get her married right away. There's no time to lose.
Why the hills?
'Cause that's where the men are the marrying kind.
Could we talk about this after I have my breakfast? I'm powerful hungry.
No, Jed. We've got to settle this matter right now. There's no time to lose.
Well, all right. You go next door and ask Mr. Drysdale, would he keep an eye on the place if we go back?
Good idea.
Granny, how about some bills? Oh, thank you, Uncle Jed.
Where you been, Jethro?
Into college.
Yeah, college, huh? Good for you. How long you been going?
This here's my first day. See, I fell in with this here college crowd. They made me realize how much I've been missing.
Do tell.
Oh, yeah. So even though I graduated 6th grade, there's still more I can learn.
I'm proud of you, boy.
Thanks, Uncle Jed. It's fun, too. Real nice bunch of fellas. And talk about smart.
Any of them fellas unmarried?
All of them, as far as I know.
Well, you reckon you could fetch home one of them college fellas, introduce them to your cousin Ellie?
Fetch home a whole bunch of them. Then you can take her pick.
Well, I'll be just dandy. Well, look at that. Just enough cereal left for one more bowl.
Thank you, Uncle Jed. When you're hungry, ain't nothing like a bowl of cereal.
Ain't nothing like it as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, good morning, Granny.
Morning, Miss Jane. Is Mr. Drysdale at home?
Yes, I'm here to drive him to the bank.
I want to ask him a favor.
Well, you picked a good time. He should be finishing his morning coffee just about now.
Chauncey, Melvin Drysdale here. Yes. What's the gold market doing there in London today? Mm-hmm. All right, buy me $5 million in bullion. Right. Now listen, Chauncey. Tell Onassis I'm prepared to invest $50 million in that Greek shipping deal. And tell that Dutch oil syndicate I'm ready with the $30 million they need. Right. Get back to me at the office. Okay?
Chief.
Come in.
Excuse me, Chief. Granny's here, and she'd like to ask you a favor.
What is it?
Well, they're going on a trip, and they'd like you to keep an eye on the house and take care of Ellie's critters.
The answer is no. I am a bank president, not a caretaker. An international financier, not a zookeeper. And Granny's going to be told that right now. Go tell her.
Me? Well, why don't you tell her?
Miss Hathaway, I just told you, I am an international financier. I just invested $85 million by long-distance telephone. And I can't afford to argue with those hillbillies.
Why not?
Because it's their $85 million.
Morning, Mr. Drysdale. Did Miss Jane tell you the news?
She's going on a little trip. Palm Springs, Lake Arrowhead?
No, we's going to God's country.
Fort Knox?
No, we's going back home to the hills.
What for?
To get Ellie Mae a husband.
Granny, there's plenty of eligible men right here.
Now, don't start that again. You've been yelling suey for the last 7 years, and you ain't got a hog to the trough yet. Now, we'll be leaving as soon as the truck is loaded, so you fetch our money over to us.
All of it?
Well, Ellie has got to have a dowry.
Granny, you don't want to go back to the hills with $85 million?
It's better than nothing.
Now, steady, Chief.
Do you realize if they take their money out of my bank, I'm ruined?
We'll think of a plan. Maybe
There's
we
no time to think or plan. This calls for action. Now.
Chief! What are you going to do?
I'm going to stab all 4 of them.
No!
Let go of me. They're not driving back to the hills.
Chief, come to your senses. You can't use that on the Clampetts.
I don't intend to. I'm going to puncture the tires on that truck. They'll have to get some out of a catalog. It'll take 3 weeks to get new ones.
Ellie. Here you are, pal. Brand new box of cereal.
Well, thank you, darling. Now, you run right upstairs and put on your very prettiest dress because Jethro is bringing home a whole bunch of nice young college fellas for you to meet.
Oh, yes, sir, pal.
Here, Granny.
Are you still eating cereal?
It looks like it.
Well, make that your last bowl. Then let's get packed and loaded and on the road.
Oh, Granny, we might not have to go back to the hill.
What you mean?
Well, Jethro is fetching over a whole covey of nice young college fellas for Ellie to look over.
Jed, you have been beating these Beverly Hills bushes for 7 years. And what have you got to show for it? A bunch of beat-up bushes and an old maid daughter.
Well, Ellie Mae's still young.
Jed, face up to it. That girl is gonna be 20.
Well, she'll be just as old back in the hills.
Yeah, but back there, that's as old as she can get.
20?
When them hill boys runs out of fingers and toes, they is through counting.
Granny, I think we ought to keep an open mind about this.
Come on, Jed. Let's pack up and get back to the hills.
At least let Ellie meet the boys. She might cotton to one of them.
All right. I've got a completely open mind about it. Of course, let's have Ellie Mae meet the college boys.
Good.
And as quick as she's met them, let's head for the hills.
Get out of here. Come on now. Stand.
Your 5th breakfast. What's got into you?
Well, it ain't cereal, that's for sure.
You ain't gonna have room for lunch.
Yes, I am, I swear.
No, I'm gonna give this to Ellie's mountain lion.
Give him this, too. Let him fix his own from now on.
Oh, hi, Jet. That's home some college boys.
Oh, fine, fine. Take him in the parlor. I'll tell Ellie.
Okay. Y'all come on in.
Wow, this is a groovy place. All around.
Jethro. He's his college student?
Yes, sir. Fetched him right off the campus. Oh, this here's my Uncle Jed.
Howdy.
Hey, man. How are you?
Oh. This here is Mitch. He's been to 12 colleges.
Ah, it's a dandy record. What all did you study?
Study?
They don't study. They protest.
Well, what do they protest?
Everything. You name it, they protested. They march up and down in front of the college holding signs.
Well, how about you? Ain't you learning nothing?
Oh, yeah. I'm carrying 3 subjects.
Oh, good, good. What are they?
Down with the dean, down with the faculty, and down with the regents.
You walk around carrying signs, too, huh?
Heck yeah. That's what college is all about.
Well, don't you go inside at all?
Starting tomorrow, I do. They's gonna let me bust down the dean's door and tie him up.
Why are you going to do that?
Because I'm part of the academic revolution. I'm fighting for intellectual freedom. I'm throwing off the shackles of the economic power structure and putting down you corporate entities and conglomerates. I have done solved my identity problem. I know where I'm going and who I am. I'm free to make up my own mind and do my own thing.
And what is that?
They ain't told me yet.
I got a couple of things to tell you.
Jed!
Yeah, Granny?
Is them fine young college students you was bragging on here yet?
Stay where you are. I'll be right there.
Man, is that the chick you were telling me about?
Oh, yeah. That's my cousin Ellie. Hi, Ellie. I'd like you to meet these 3 guys.
2 guys. I'm a girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you want to swing?
Cool.
Groovy. Let's split.
At last, a meaningful relationship.
Hey, would you like to go to college?
Well, yes, sir, I reckon so.
Come on, if we hurry, we can get there in time for the 12 o'clock cafeteria break.
Really?
Yeah, 12 o'clock, we're gonna break the cafeteria.
Hey, wait for me. I'll help you break it, but let's eat first.
You see? We're too late. They're gone. I told you you're to blame for this.
Calm down. They couldn't possibly have packed and loaded.
Do you see the truck? No, it's gone. Oh, I knew I should have slashed those tires. Why'd you take that knife away from me?
Because you were acting irrationally.
Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, Granny, you're still here.
Put me down, Mr. Drysdale. What's the matter with you?
Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I love you.
He was afraid you'd gone back to the hills to find the family beauty a husband.
I ain't looking for no husband. Now put me down. It's Ellie Mae we're wanting to find a husband for. Did you fetch over the money?
Money?
Our 85 million. Where is it?
What? You can't withdraw any money today. You see, the bank is closed.
Well, you better come into the kitchen and explain that to Jed.
Chief, the bank is not closed.
If they withdraw 85 million, it will be.
Jed! Not another bowl of cereal.
That's right. Not another bowl of cereal. All right, Herman, come and get it.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, what's this ugly rumor about your going back to the hills?
Well, I wouldn't exactly call it ugly.
And we've taken our money with us.
That's the ugly part.
What?
Oh, I mean, there's a terrible risk involved. You might be held up and robbed.
You think so?
Well, Only this morning, Miss Hathaway disarmed a desperate man right here in this neighborhood.
Really?
Yes. Threw him down, took his knife away from him as he was headed for your house.
Quite true. Terrible man. The moment his weapon was gone, he turned into a sniveling, whimpering cur.
You must be plumb tuckered, Miss Jane. Sit down.
Well, I did work up a bit of an appetite. Do you mind if I have a bowl of cereal?
Help yourself, and lots of luck.
I'll get you a bowl, Miss Jane. I'm glad to see somebody else getting some cereal. Jed has been stuffing himself all morning.
Mr. Clappett, let's sit down and talk this over.
Well, now, I'm pretty well set on going back home, Mr. Drydale.
Oh, Mr. Clappett, do you want that beautiful, sweet daughter of yours to marry some barefoot, ragged, slovenly, unwashed clod?
No, sir. That's the reason I want to go home. I want to get her away from them college boys.
College boys?
Yes, ma'am. Jethro is going to college, and he fetched home some boys to meet Ellie, but there wasn't a keeper in the bunch.
I didn't think Jethro could qualify for college.
Oh, yeah. He can march and protest with the best of them. Carries them signs higher than anybody.
Mr. Clappett, please stay here. There's no guarantee that you'll find a husband for Ellie back in the hills.
If Big Mouth Bradshaw can get a man, Ellie can get a dozen of them.
I kind of think we ought to give it a try. There's some mighty fine boys back around Bug Tussle, Silver Dollar City.
And besides, we's lonesome for the hills.
Mighty pretty back there this time of the year. Leaves turning.
Well, you'll come back right away, won't you?
I kind of like to do a little trout fishing with old Jim Owen. He knows where them big rascals hide out.
And you can go hunting and get me a brace of wild turkeys for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
The best hunting is right after the first snowfall.
Oh, Jed, let's stay for a white Christmas.
Christmas?
You know, my favorite time of year back home is when the dogwood blooms in the spring.
Spring?
It's hard to beat summer in them cool woods.
Summer? That makes a whole year.
That's right. Time sure flies in the hills.
Yeah, a year would only tease us. Let's just stay there.
Hi, everybody. I'm Paul. I'm a college girl now.
Where have you been?
Been in a protest march out to college.
Don't draft me? Where did you get that?
Well, I didn't have a sign to carry, so I took this away from a fella.
What happened to your pretty dress?
Well, I traded it for these groovy threads that I got at the Campbell Slop Shop.
Slop shop?
I think she means swap shop.
Look again. She was right. Come with me.
Where are we going?
Back home to the hills. You are gonna beat Big Mouth Bradshaw to the altar.
Hey, soul cousin. Did Ellie tell you about the raid on the college cafeteria? Wiped them out. Ain't got a bit of food left.
Well, it sounds like a mob. How many were there?
Just me. Uncle Jed, baby, that college life is a gas. I mean, that's where it's happening.
Don't sound like you're happening to learn much.
Not true, old-timer. We's learning the 3 R's. Rioting, raiding, and ransacking. Poor old cat just don't dig. He's so far out, it's pitiful. I mean, come on, Dad. Like, get with it. Swing a little, Pops. Lay some skin on me.
You know, I might just do that.
Bless his sweet old heart. Marches to a different drummer. I ain't blaming you old folks. It's the generation gap. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm tuned in, turned on, and toned up.
Well, tune out, turn off, and pack up. We're going home.
Is he kidding? I ain't going back to the hills. I'm a college man.
Well, don't they have schools?
Yeah, but back there, they make you come inside and study. I'm gonna stay right here where I got intellectual freedom.
You're absolutely right, Jethro. You don't want to be a college dropout.
I sure don't. College is fun. There's lots of fellas and lots of girls. And quick as I can learn to tell them apart, it's gonna be a lot more fun.
Oh, there you are, boy. Let's get these bags on the truck.
Yeah, now you hurry and pack whilst I put up some lunch for the road.
I ain't going, Granny.
What did you say?
I ain't going back to the hills. I want to stay right here and pursue my education.
Well, gee whiz, Jethro. If you don't drive the truck, they can't none of us go.
What's this? Not going back to the hills? Oh, what a shame. Miss Hathaway, let's give the Clampets a hand. Get these bags upstairs and unpacked.
Jethro, you giving this any thought?
Yes, sir. Talked the whole thing over with Mr. Drysdale. I'm gonna be a college graduate, just like him, and hold down a white-collar job.
Is that so?
Yes, sir. I don't aim to work with my hands, plowing fields and busting stumps. I'm gonna use my head.
You go along with us, do you, Mr. Drysdale?
Mr. Clampett, honesty demands that I reply in the affirmative. This fine boy has a great potential. I'm proud of him. I believe in him. Oh, I only wish I had a boy just like him.
You got him.
What?
We're gonna leave this fine boy, great potential, with you. Miss Jane, could you drive us to the airport and get us on a plane to home?
Yes, I guess
Come on,
so.
Granny, Ellie Mae, let's go.
Stop! Just a minute! I didn't mean anything. Mr. Drysdale, let him go. Or can I call you Dad?
Nuts.
Okay. Come on, Nuts. You can fix victuals for me and the critters whilst we talk about my great potential.
Be sure to join us next week when the Clampetts arrive in the hills and Granny tangles with Elverna Bradshaw.
Are you gonna come down here, or do I have to come up and get you, you sniveling polecat?
That did it, Granny. Go get her.
Okay, busted foot Bradshaw, here I come.
She's crazy. She'll kill me.
All right, no face. Shorty, has Ellie Mae and that Templeton boy come back yet?
No, Mom, she's still showing him around the fair.
Oh, Shorty, them two was meant for each other. It's a marriage made in heaven. We'll hold the wedding in the little wilderness church down there.
No, Granny. Ellie Mae and that young woodchopper just met. How can you be sure that he's going to get married?
A voice came in the night, calling loud and clear. Matthew Templeton is going to marry Ellie Mae Clampett. Jed heard it, too.
Sure enough?
Yeah. He pounded on the wall and told me to shut up.
Well, Granny, if wishing will make it so, you'll have them two on their honeymoon before you...
Shorty, what if she takes him inside the mill?
What of it?
That cake that Ellie baked. They're using it for a millstone.
No.
Yeah. Eck Bozeman is grinding corn with it. Jed and me tried to buy it back, but he wouldn't sell.
I'll give you twice what you paid for it.
Sorry, but it ain't for sale. Turn it on, Herb.
Look at that rascal chew up corn. That girl does bake a heavy cake.
Oh, please, keep him away from the mill.
The fellow that runs that mill bought my cake at the cake baking contest.
Really? I'd like to see it.
Well, come on, let's go in.
Come to think of it, I'm sure that cake's been eaten by now.
Yeah, reckon you're right.
Granny says that fella makes the finest brooms in these here hills.
I've heard that the best wedding present for a new bride is a new broom.
Well, Granny says that, too. Granny makes light soap like that.
Must be pretty strong stuff.
Well, I've been using it all my life.
Yeah, well, that's about the finest testimonial any soap could have.
Yonder's the basket weaver. Hey, you see that windmill? When I was little, I used to climb clean to the top of that thing. I bet you I can still do it, too.
Please don't. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Now let's go see the basket weaving.
Ain't back yet, Shorty?
Not yet, Granny.
Oh, good. That young woodchopper's in for a treat. I got a brace of possums in the oven. I got hog jowls and turnip greens. I got grits and squirrel gravy. I got corn pone and chitlins, hush puppies, and my special huckleberry pie.
Here he comes, Ellie Mae.
Oh. Did you have a nice walk?
Yes, Granny.
I bet you worked up a good appetite.
I could eat a bear.
Would you settle for some baked possum?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, now you hurry to the kitchen, Ellie, and get busy. And while you're at it, you fix some hog jowls and some turnip greens, and some grits and squirrel gravy, and some corn pone and chitlins, and some hush puppies.
Yes, right away.
And don't forget your special huckleberry pie.
That's going to be an awful lot of work.
Not for her, it won't.
best huckleberry pie I've ever tasted.
Thank you. For Ellie, she don't like to take credit for nothing. Oh, gee whiz, Granny, I'd Ellie. Clear the dishes, sweetheart, and leave the kitchen spick and span as always.
Yes, Granny.
What a housekeeper.
What a cook.
Oh, that was just a snack. Why, she would have fixed more except for all them babies she has to look after.
Babies?
Oh, not hers. You see, Ellie is so good with young'uns that all the mamas in town who want to go and see the fair leave all their babies with Ellie.
I see.
Why, she can take care of a dozen babies and make clothes for them at the same time. She loves it so, especially the beautiful material that she weaves herself.
What a remarkable girl. She cooks, sews, keeps house, takes care of babies. The fella that gets her is going to be a mighty lucky man.
Speaking of that, Mr. Templeton.
Call me Matthew.
Speaking of that, Matthew, I'm going to cut right through the rind and get to the milk. Would you be interested in marrying Ellie Mae?
Indeed, I would. You know, Miss Hathaway told me that Ellie came back here to look for a husband.
And she found him.
Well, I'd be proud and honored to be the man who marries her.
Hold on, Mr. Drysdale. Granny's coming. You want to talk to her? All right. It's long distance all the way. It's long distance all the way to California, Mr. Drysdale.
Glad you called, Mr. Drysdale. Send Judge money right away. Ellie's getting married and she needs a dowry.
Ellie's getting married. I sent Miss Hathaway back to to take care of that.
Oh, she did. She's the one that found the feller that Ellie's gonna marry. That secretary of yours is a real go-getter. In fact, Miss Jane done so good for Ellie, she's out in the woods now trying to find a man for herself.
I'll get her. I'll kill her. I'll strangle her. Listen, Granny, I'll be on the next plane.
Well, we'd love to have you come for Ellie's wedding, Mr. Drysdale, and you can bring Jed's $85 million with you. But who's gonna take care of the critters?
Don't worry, I'll see that the critters are taken care of. Yes. Bye. Give me the number of the zoo. I fed those rotten, spoiled animals for the last time. Hello, Fairchild. No, I wasn't talking about you, you sweet, wonderful dear. Yeah, well, I love you, too. Would you like some din-din?
That's a beautiful little church.
Dandy place for the wedding, don't you think?
Perfect. Very inspiring.
What is it, Granny? I'm very busy with details of the wedding. I suppose you've heard that my daughter's getting married, haven't you, Jethro?
Oh, Elverna, this ain't Jethro. This is Matthew Templeton.
I thought Jethro had changed.
Matthew, this is Elverna Bradshaw.
How do you do?
Hello.
He's the man that's gonna marry Ellie Mae.
What? Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
We've just come from the church, where the ceremony's going to be.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
A day or so before your daughter's wedding.
Is that true?
Sooner the better.
What's the matter, Elverna? You look a mite green.
No, I'll be all right.
I don't believe I've met your future son-in-law. What does he look like?
Robert Holloway, he very much resembles Mr. Templeton here, except he's taller and broader through the shoulders. Oh, he and Victoria Rose make such a handsome couple. In fact...
Granny! Yoo-hoo! Look what I found in the forest! He's no Adonis, but finders keepers.
Let go of him! Robert! Robert Holloway, what happened to your glasses?
This lady was pulling me through the woods, and I ran into a tree.
Oh, you snook.
Is that you, Victoria Rose?
Oh,
sweetheart?
No, it's your future mother-in-law.
Oh, Mother Bradshaw, of course it's you. I didn't see you.
Oh, get into the bucket, you nitwit. Oh, of all the humiliating experiences, I'll be the laughingstock of the entire community.
Why, Mother Bradshaw?
Oh, shut up.
Thank you, Mother Bradshaw. To you, too.
Oh, dear. Mrs. Bradshaw's in an absolute rage.
Yeah. You know, I think maybe this is the happiest day of my life. That's it, Jed. Now fetch the bride over to the groom and put her hand in his. And then the preacher says, who's gonna give this woman to be wed to this man?
And I say I do.
Doggone, I wish I was really the groom instead of just standing in for him.
Oh, get back on the box, Shorty. We're gonna rehearse the wedding again.
Hey, Granny, is this all the best man does? Just stand here like a dummy?
Yeah, and you do it real good.
Well, I gotta get over to Bug Tussle and meet a girl.
Who is she, boy?
Now that can all wait. We're gonna run through the wedding again.
Granny, I told Harold Lindsley I was going fishing with him this morning.
Now what's more important? Hooking a fish or a husband for Ellie?
We done got him hooked.
Here he comes now, heading this way.
Run upstairs and change, Ellie. It's bad luck for the groom to see the bride in her wedding dress before the ceremony.
Yes, Granny.
And put on something pretty, darling. And dab a little vanilla extract behind your ear. There's nothing that tantalizes a man like a whiff of that.
Howdy, everybody.
Howdy.
Bye.
Been chopping wood, Matthew?
Yes, ma'am. Split 50 rails this morning. Hope to do as many more before nightfall.
Well, now don't work too hard, son.
Hard work never hurt anyone, Granny. The good book says, if any would not work, neither should he eat.
Well spoke, young fella.
What is there that is illustrious, that is not also attended by labor?
Cicero.
Correct.
Ain't he something, Miss Jane?
Oh, he is indeed. Tell me, Mr. Templeton, are there any more at home like you?
Well...
Oh, yes, Miss Jane. Matthew tells me he's got a big family to home.
You know, young fella, we'd be pleasure to meet your family.
Oh, the pleasure'd be mine, Mr. Clampett. Take a while, though. We live a few miles beyond Possum Ridge.
We could go over to your place if it'd be handier for you.
Oh, my family will love coming here. They don't get to town very often.
Well, fetch him over.
We can probably make it by mid-afternoon.
Fine and dandy. That ought to be about 4 bass and a couple of perch from now. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll be putting on my fishing duds.
Me too.
You want to wet a line with us, Miss Jane?
Oh, no. I plan to don my bird-watching outfit and do my fishing in the forest where I first saw Matthew here.
Oh, well, good luck.
Thank you. This shall be my lure.
You know, with bait like that, she could go a week without a nibble.
Hi there, Matthew.
Ellie Mae, you look beautiful.
Why, thank you.
Matthew is fetching over his whole family to meet us.
I'm going to try to catch enough fish so they can all stay to victuals.
That's wonderful. They love fish.
And nobody cooks them like Ellie.
Me, Granny?
She's a modest little young'un.
You cook them rolled in cornmeal?
Well, no, I just wear an apron.
Nobody jokes like her, neither. If you like cooking and joking, she's your girl. Maybe Matthew would like some of that cold lemonade that's in the icebox.
That does sound good.
Oh, well, I'll fetch it right in.
That girl is so sweet that when she squeezes lemons, you don't need sugar.
Sure, he's going to make a pretty bride, Mr. Templeton.
She is for a fact.
what a handsome groom. Thank you, Mother Bradshaw.
Not you. I'm talking about the man Ellie Mae Clampett's gonna marry.
Well, he's tall and husky and handsome. But other than that, he doesn't look like much.
Go wait in the buggy.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hello, Granny.
Hello, loser. You've met Matthew Templeton, the man that's going to marry Ellie Mae.
Yes, hello.
How do you do, Mrs. Bradshaw? It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. And I guess you both know him?
Oh, yes, your future son-in-law. Shake hands with Mr. Templeton, Mr. Holloway.
Nice to see you, Mr. Holloway.
Thank you. It's nice to see you, too.
Quite a difference between them two, ain't they, Alverna?
Robert is small, but wiry. Wait in the buggy, Robert, dear.
Yes, Mother Bradshaw.
You must have forgot to wire him this morning.
Thank you, Mother Bradshaw. Now I know where Victoria Rose gets her strength.
Nice to see you, folks. I'll be back this afternoon, Granny.
See you later, son. He's fetching over his family to meet us. We're going to discuss the wedding that takes place the night before your daughter's.
Granny, dear, about our bet, you know I'm one of your oldest friends.
Oh, that's true, Alverna. They's friends I've had longer, but you're the oldest.
How cute. But speaking about our silly little bet, it was all in fun, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know about you, Alverna, but I'm going to have lots of fun kicking you up that mountain.
Howdy, Alverna. Hey, would you like to come over and join us for a fish supper?
No, she wouldn't. She's going to be eating crow.
Oh, is that your future son-in-law in the buggy yonder?
Yes, that's him.
You reckon he'd like to go fishing?
No, he doesn't fish.
Take him along with you anyway, Jed. You can use him for bait.
Before I leave here, I want to hear you say something nice and pleasant to Alverna.
All right, Jed. Alverna, may good luck follow you all the days of your life. And never catch up with you.
Well, here we are. Well, it's about time. That's the longest 20 miles I ever rode in my life. It didn't take that long to fly from Beverly Hills. Thanks, 20 unforgettable miles. Anybody here? Yes, sir. I'm here. Anybody else? Yes, sir. You're here. What about the Clampets? They're supposed to be at this hotel. Yes, sir, they are. Well, then they're here. No, sir, they ain't. Jed's fishing, Jethro's girl watching, and Granny's took Ellie Mae over to have her wedding dress fitted. Wedding dress? You mean she's really getting married? Well, in these parts, a girl don't buy a wedding dress to trap muskrat. Never mind the country humor. I am Milburn Drysdale, and I would like to... You're that banker fella from Beverly Hills. That's right, and I would like... Clampets talk a heap about you. Well, fine. Now, I would like... I hope you fetched along their $85 million. Granny's anxious to get that in the bank of bug tussle for Ellie's dowry. Is that all $85 million, Way? Never mind. Where is the bank of bug tussle? Well, believe it or not, it's in bug tussle. Well, where is bug tussle? You passed right through it on the way here. Impossible. In 20 miles, I passed one building. That's bug tussle. You're joking. No. the general store, the bank, the post office, city hall, fire department, funeral parlor, jail, and boat landing. And Granny's going to put $85 million in a bank like that? That's the only bank in the county. Get that horse and buggy back here right away. I'm going to buy it. Burl Stevens wouldn't sell that horse. Why, he raised old bird from a little coal. The bank. I'm going to buy the bank. That's likely to cost you a pretty penny. Les Vining sees a dutied-up city feller like you, that price is going sky high. Yes, you're right. Say, have you got any old clothes I can borrow? I got some work done hanging in the attic you can have. Great. Now, you get that horse and buggy back here. Oh, Burl's halfway home by now, but I might get you a mule or something. Okay, but hurry. There. These clothes will be fine, Shorty. Shorty!
Oh, Sam, look! Look what I have found in the forest. The abandoned nest of a crimson-fronted finch, sometimes called a red-headed litter. What cunning builders they are. Note the way these winged architects construct their abode, weaving their weatherproof network of twigs, feathers, and grass with their tiny bills.
Shut up!
Chief, when did you get here? And what are you doing in this ridiculous outfit?
You think I look ridiculous? Just step in front of a mirror if you want a real laugh.
I have been bird watching.
You're supposed to be clampet watching. I sent you back here to keep them from settling down and taking the money out of my bank.
But Chief, they're happy here. You can't put money ahead of happiness.
Don't bet on it. And you were supposed to keep Ellie from getting married.
But she fell in love. Surely you can't put money ahead of love.
Don't bet on it.
I was powerless to combat the inexorable forces of romance, after all. I'm only human.
I wouldn't bet on that either. I got you a jackass, Mr. Drydale. That I got. Get me a mule.
No, see here!
What I mean is I got you a little donkey. A burro. Oh, good. Will it get me to Bug Tussle and back? Oh, sure. Leroy Cheney's got it saddled up and ready for you out front. Okay.
Hey, Chief, why are you going to Bug Tussle?
To buy the bank. If the clampers move their money out of Beverly Hills, I'll be waiting for it in Bug Tussle.
Oh, boy. And I thought 20 miles on a buggy was rough.
Who's that, Miss Jane?
Oh, you mean on the donkey?
Yeah, a friend of yours?
Oh, believe me, he's no friend of mine.
Just a drifter, huh?
Exactly. A tramp, a derelict, a worthless, money-hungry bum.
Glad he's leaving town.
Good riddance indeed.
Wonder where he come from.
I would say from under a large, wet rock. Be sure to see the Beverly Hillbillies next week when Phil Silvers arrives in the person of a big city con man looking for small-town suckers.
Where are the people, my friend? I mean the suckers, the rubes. What happened to the fair? Hey! The fair! Silver Dollar City Fair. Yeah, Bug Tussle, too, in Branson and Blue Eyes. Fair all around here, but it's raining in Eureka Springs.
Thanks a lot for the weather report.
Are you from New York?
Yes. Now, about my accommodations.
Always wanted to meet somebody from New York. Now I'm shaking his hand.
Wait, the hand, you're crushing it.
A genuine New Yorker from New York City. Golly!
How do you make it let go?
Hey, but wait.
What is it? What?
You won't even have to pay my way to New York. My Uncle Jed's got $85 million.
Swell, I'll send up a flare.
Doggone it.
What was that you just said?
Doggone it.
No, ahead of that.
You don't have to pay my way.
Between that and doggone.
My Uncle Jed's got $85 million.
Glad to see you. New York will appreciate a man of your wisdom and understanding.
I hear tell that New York is nothing but cement and tall buildings. We kind of cotton to open country.
Well, it just so happens that right in the middle of Manhattan, there is a paradise of open fields, meadows, trees, brooks, and lakes known as Central Park. And I'm willing to sell it to you at a sacrifice.
Belongs to you, does it?
left to me by my late lamented uncle, Sam Central.
Kid, look at this.
What happened, Granny?
Jethro has been skimming his iron hat again. Cut the head off of another statue.
Beats me how that boy could stand to wear that hat. It must weigh 25 pounds.
Where did he get the notion to put iron in his hat? He's got enough in his head.
Same place he got the notion to wear that secret radio on the heel of his shoe, or rig up the truck with his smoke screen maker and oil slick spreader. He seen a movie about a double-note spy.
Phew. Rascal sure presses on a feller's brain. Hi, Granny. I like my spy coat. Doggone my secret radio. Every time I step down on it, the blasted thing commences playing.
Why don't you take the darn fool thing out of your shoe?
Hey, that sounds like a pretty good idea. It does make it hard to shadow other spies. Let's see. Where's a good place for it?
Well, why don't you put it in your hat?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you another thing you can do, Double Knot.
What's that?
You can stop skimming that iron hat.
Granny, that sets a feller's head to throbbing.
No more hat skimming, and I'll set your other end to throbbing. Now, you get your Uncle Jed down to the bank.
Ain't you coming?
No, I ain't.
Ellie Mae's going to be crowned queen of the banker's ball and get her picture took.
She can get her picture took without me.
Well, I don't care nothing about it neither. I got a date to do some double-knot spying with Miss Slocum.
Who's Miss Slocum?
Well, she's the girl Ellie beat in the beauty contest. She works down to Mr. Cushing's bank.
Well, you get your Uncle Jed down to Mr. Drysdale's bank. And don't eject them into no tree while doing it.
Yes, sir.
Howdy.
Howdy, Pa. How you like my queen get-up?
Ain't that pretty?
Mr. Clampett, you're just in time to have your picture taken with the queen of the banker's ball.
Oh, no, thank you.
I'd like to get one, Mr. Clampett.
Come on, Pa.
Well, if you're sure it won't bust your camera.
That's it. Very nice. Now, on the count of 3. 1, 2... That's it.
What happened at 3?
My finger slipped. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Wait a minute. I want some shots of me for the front page of the Banker's Journal.
Well, Ellie, Jethro's waiting downstairs on his spy car. You best get changed.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, Ellie Mae's duties are just beginning. She's going to reign over the Bankers Association luncheon today.
Well, doggy.
Mr. Drysdale is master of ceremonies, and you're invited too, of course.
Oh, no, today is Groundhog Day.
It is?
Yeah, Granny's womping up a stewed groundhog.
Gee whiz, Miss Jane. Do I have to miss that?
Well...
Well, now, don't let that fret you, Ellie Mae. When you get home for supper tonight, you can have groundhog hash.
We were robbed, Miss Slocum. You should have won that beauty contest.
But, Mr. Cushing, Ellie Mae Clampett is...
Ellie Mae Clampett. She doesn't even work in Drysdale's bank. Her father just keeps his $45 million there. And what is more, you are 10 times prettier than she is.
Oh, now, really?
You just wait till that Bankers Association luncheon today. I'm going to raise the roof, then drop it right on Drysdale's head. What is it?
Mr. Cushing, could Miss Slocum come out and do some double-knot spying with me?
Not today, Jethro. We're busy.
Well, then, can my Uncle Jed just come in and say howdy?
Jethro, you heard what the man said. He's busy. Now, come on.
No! Wait! Now, come in! Come in, sir! Well, Mr. Clampett, I've been wanting to meet you, sir. This is a real pleasure.
Thank you.
You know, I was just saying that your daughter certainly deserved to win that beauty contest.
Well, I don't think so. Miss Slocum's a heap prettier than Cousin Ellie.
Oh, nonsense. Now, Miss Slocum is a nice, wholesome girl, but Ellie Mae Clampett, one of the world's great beauties.
Yeah, we just come over to say how sorry we are there couldn't be 2 winners. Now, Miss Slocum is right pretty, and Jethro's right took with her.
Well, Miss Slocum is right took with Jethro. Aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Dog! Hey, listen, Uncle Jed. This bank is a heap more fun than Mr. Drysdale's. Well, why don't you keep your money here?
Yeah.
Well, it's something to think about. But I wouldn't want you coming over and making a nuisance of yourself.
A nuisance, Jethro? Love having him, yeah. Here, my boy, let me have your hat.
Is it hurt bad?
Heck no, it's made of iron.
Iron. Come over and sit down. Let's talk.
Oh, we gotta be getting home. Granny's cooking up something special. Say, why don't you and Miss Slocum take noon victuals with us?
How about that, Mabel?
Well, Mr. Cushing has to attend a lunch.
At Mr. Clampett's house. Oh, we'd love to come.
That'll pleasure Granny a heap. She loves to have company on Groundhog Day.
She sure does.
Well, we'll be looking for you.
Yeah, well, we'll be there.
Bye.
Goodbye, sir. Goodbye.
Groundhog Day is the 2nd of February.
Miss Slocum, when a man with $45 million says it's Groundhog Day, it's Groundhog Day. I don't care if it's the 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy, and Drysdale thinks he's going to a banker's luncheon.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present our beautiful queen, Her Royal Highness, Miss Ellie Mae Clampett. Isn't she lovely? You know, the savings and loan companies like to brag about their interest figures. Well, let's see them come up with a figure that'll draw more interest than that. I notice that my colleague, Mr. John Cushing of the Merchants Bank, is conspicuous by his absence today. Well, I guess poor old John figures the only time he can land a new account is when the rest of us bankers are busy having lunch.
Oh, Ellie Mae deserved to be queen, all right. She's a real beauty. And now that I have met you, I see where she got it.
Oh, Mr. Cushing.
No, it's true. Well, now, which would you rather do, wash or dry?
Oh, no, your company, you ain't gonna help with the dishes.
I'd like to.
Oh, nothing doing. You probably get enough of that at home, helping your wife.
Oh, I haven't got a wife.
What was that?
I have no wife. I've never married.
What would you rather do, wash or dry?
Granny, you ain't fixing to let Mr. Cushing wash the dishes, are you?
Oh, I don't mind.
It's all right, Jed.
But he ain't nothing of the kind. Mr. Cushing is company.
It's all right, Jed.
Oh, I'll help with the dishes. Besides, Mr. Cushing got a bank to tend to.
It's all right, Jed.
You wouldn't want to be responsible for Mr. Cushing neglecting his bank, would you?
It's all right, Jed.
I assure you, sir, I am not neglecting my bank.
See, Mr. Cushing don't get a chance to wash dishes at home. He ain't married. He ain't got no wife. He's single.
Well, I just remembered something that needs doing outside.
Mr. Clamp, you know, it would please me very much if you and your lovely family would be my guests for dinner tonight.
Well, that's very nice of you, but Granny is figuring on wamping up some special hash at Ellie's
Well, now, couldn't the hash wait, Granny?
Well, that's strictly up to Jed.
Mr. Clampett, may I take your family out to dinner tonight?
Well,
And it's all settled. What time?
How about 7 o'clock?
Dandy!
Yeah, I got a few yachts. Yeah. That's a show business expression, Fred. Fellas like Hope and Benny and myself say that when we get big laughs. Come in.
I came by to pay off our bet, but your secretary's gone.
Oh, yeah, she's out driving the queen around.
Talk to you later, Fred.
The loser just walked in. Well, John, we certainly miss you at the luncheon today. Your office said you're out working on a new account.
That's right.
Oh, I made a few jokes about it at the luncheon, but in all sincerity, good luck. I hope you'll land it.
Well, thank you, Milburn. I'm going to do my best. Here's your check.
Well, now that's all over, I'll tell you something. I gave you a little low shot there because Ellie doesn't really work for me. But you know the saying, all's fair in love, war, and banking.
I never heard that. Who said it?
I did. And it's a good one to remember when you're up against the champ. Oh, probably another of my fans calling. How about dinner tonight?
I can't. I'll be out hustling a new account.
Good for you. A big one?
The biggest.
Nah, it couldn't be. Oh, Harry. Oh, yes, I got a few yachts. Yacht, that's a show business expression, Harry. Fellas like Red Skelton and myself say that and we get big laughs.
Well, Jed, what about it? You gonna put your money in Mr. Cushing's bank?
I'm studying on it, Granny.
What's they to study on?
Well, I can't just take my money out of Mr. Drysdale's bank without a good reason.
I'll give you plenty of reasons. Has Mr. Drysdale ever took us out like Mr. Cushing done last night? Has Mr. Drysdale ever brung me a orchid? Has Mr. Drysdale ever danced with me like Mr. Cushing done?
Well, no, Granny, but Mr. Drysdale's got a wife. Mr. Cushing's a single man.
There's the best reason of all.
Looky who's here to see you.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope you'll forgive my barging in like this, Mr. Clampett.
Well, no, glad to see you. Sit down.
No. I just happened to see these American beauties in the florist's window. And they reminded me of the roses in your cheeks.
Oh, Mr. Cushing.
John.
Mr. Cushing brung me a box of candy. I'm going to share it with Cousin Bessie.
Cousin Bessie? Well, I'm sorry I didn't know about Cousin Bessie. She could have joined us for dinner last evening.
Well, her table manners ain't too good yet.
Yes, she keeps picking up the fork with her feet.
Yes, I'd better be getting back to my bank. Oh, and speaking of my bank, I hope you have given some consideration to what we discussed last evening?
We've been talking about it.
And Jed is ready to put his money in your bank.
Now, hold on, Granny. I said I'd study on it.
Oh, now that's right, Mr. Clampett. You think it over carefully, sir.
Oh. I'll see you to the door, John. You wait for me in the pantry.
Goodbye, Mr. Clampett.
Well, Jed, how about it?
Well, Granny, I said I'm going to have to study on this and have a long talk with Mr. Drysdale.
Jed, ain't you always told me that part of that money was mine?
That's right, 1/4.
1/4? 25 cents out of all of them millions?
I mean 1/4 all I got.
Well, here comes Jethro. You have him cipher it out. Because I'm going to put my money in Mr. Cushing's bank.
Hey, Uncle Jed. You know where I've been? I've been out getting a brand new secret radio.
All right, Jethro, now sit down. I got some ciphering for you to do.
First, see, can you guess where my secret radio's hid?
No, I can't, Jethro. Now sit down.
Oh, come on, try. How about my iron hat? You reckon it's hid there?
Yeah.
You're wrong.
All right, Jethro, now sit down.
Oh, try again.
It's in your pocket.
Which one?
One with your hand in it.
Wrong again. You give up?
Yeah, Jethro, now sit down and get the cipher.
Look at here. It's what you call a secret wrist radio.
Jethro got my ciphering done?
Not yet, Granny. Jethro, sit down and get a pencil and paper.
You got the double knot end? I bet you I'm the only spy in the whole world that's got a radio like this.
Mr. Drysdale's bank to get my money. Now stand clear.
Jethro ain't gonna like you driving his spy car.
What Jethro don't like, he can lump. Who put me under that seat?
Hey! Ain't nobody allowed to drive my spy car except me.
Well, get in here and get at it. I'll sit on the ejector seat.
I got ciphering to do.
You got driving to do.
You want what?
I want my share of Jed's money. Jethro said it's somewheres around $11 million.
Now, what in the world would you do with $11 million?
That's for me to know, and you to find out. Now let's have it.
In here?
In here.
Granny, have you been at your rheumatism medicine again?
No, I ain't. Get your finger out of my face and commence giving me my money.
Oh, well, all right. Yeah, now, if you need any more, you just let me know.
How much was that?
$30.
Well, I'm letting you know I need more.
Why don't you let Miss Hathaway drive you home, eh?
Mr. Drysdale, are you going to give me my money or ain't you?
Of course. Now, you run along. I'll drop by this evening, and we'll talk about it.
Glad to see you, Chief.
Oh, good.
What are you doing here?
Ellie told me what you was up to.
Well, I'll tell you something that she ain't told you. Mr. Drysdale won't give me my money. He's been slippery-footing around here like a hog on ice. If you ask me, he ain't got it.
Granny didn't mean that, Mr. Drysdale.
I understand.
I know you got the money.
No apologies necessary, Mr. Clavitt.
Now, we won't take up no more of your time.
Thank you.
Just give her the money and we'll go.
$11 million?
Whatever 1/4 of all I got comes to, that's her share.
See? He ain't got it.
Granny, you got the money, ain't you, Mr. Drysdale?
Of course, but...
Well, then, go ahead and give it to her.
Well, all right, I'll have a check drawn up.
Hold it right there. I don't want no check. I want my money. Cash.
Cash?
Cash.
We do favor cash.
I haven't got $11 million.
You see, I told you, he spent it. He ain't got it. If you ask me, you've been slicker, Jed.
Now, Granny, how much have you got, Mr. Drysdale?
Possibly $200,000 or $300,000 in the vault.
That's all you got left out of my $45 million?
I've got all of your money.
Well, where is it?
Well, it's invested. Stocks, bonds, loans, primary, secondary securities.
That's slicker talk I ever heard it.
Mr. Drysdale, you always told me I had $45 million in cash.
Well, you have, but it's not cash. Like I said, it's invested. I've got it spread out all over the country.
Well, maybe you better start getting it together. It would ease my mind considerable to see it.
Great Scott, man. It would take weeks and weeks and weeks to get $45 million in cash. You don't understand.
See, Mr. Cushing? Told you they was here. They used to have a double-knot spy working for you, don't it?
Indeed it does.
John, Mr. Drysdale won't give us our money.
Really? Well, we'll see about that.
You're behind this, Cushing, you pirate.
Control yourself, Milburn. To quote the champ, all is fair in love, war, and banking. Now let's get busy and transfer that account, shall we? Oh, it was beautiful, Harry. Beautiful. I left Drysdale on the field of battle a broken man. Come in.
Howdy.
Oh, I'll talk to you later.
Howdy, John.
Howdy, Mr. Cushing.
Well, hello. Come in. Welcome. Well, what can I do for you?
Did you get our $45 million for Mr. Drysdale?
Every cent of it. It's all safe and sound right in the merchant's bank.
Well, that's dandy. We'd like to see it. In cash.
But I
haven't got it.
Well, Granny?
Dogged if he didn't go through it quicker than Mr. Drysdale.
I think we'd be better off back with him.
Wait, come back. Let me explain. No, you see, it's all invested. I have it in stock and bonds.
Morning, Miss Hathaway. I don't want to be disturbed.
But Chief, more oil has been discovered in the Clampett place.
What was that? More oil in the Clampett place?
Yes, this telegram is from Mr. Brewster of the OK Oil Company. He says they're...
New pool. Estimated flow, 7,000 barrels a day. Let's see, 7,000 barrels a barrel, 27.5% depletion allowance.
And that's only part of the exciting news. Mr. Brewster is flying out from Tulsa to get Mr. Clampett's signature on the lease renewals. Meantime, his fiancée is flying out from New York. They're going to meet here and get married. Isn't that romantic?
I'll say it is. It means at least another 10 million.
No, I mean getting married.
Oh, you're getting married? Congratulations.
Chief, it is Mr. Brewster who is getting married. His plane arrives at the airport in about half an hour. Would you like me to meet him?
No, I'll meet him. I want to make sure those leases get signed. Let's see. 10 million, loaned out at 8%. There it is, Mr. Brewster. That's where the Clampetts are living right now.
What a magnificent estate. You know, this is mighty nice of you, Drysdale, renting a helicopter just to show me that...
Oh, think nothing of it. I knew you'd get a kick out of it.
Well, I certainly am.
See, while we're here, why don't we land on the lawn?
What?
Well, we could get those leases signed right now. Have it over with. Good feeling, eh? Money in the bank, so to speak.
Oh, no, thank you. The last time I tried to land near the Clampetts in a helicopter, Granny took a shot at me.
Oh, that was 3 years ago, back in the hills. There's no danger now.
Granny, take it easy. The last time you cut loose at one of them, it was that Brewster feller coming to buy Uncle Jed's oil.
Yeah, if you'd have hit him, you wouldn't be living out here in this fancy mansion.
That's right. You'd still be back in that poor little old cabin, shooing pigs and chickens out the door.
Yeah. Of all the times to miss.
All right, pilot, you can circle the place again.
Look, I've got to get back to the airport and meet my fiancée.
Oh, she'll wait for you. Look, the sooner we get these leases signed, the sooner that money's going to start rolling in.
Mr. Drysdale, this is my wedding day. Her flight is due in 15 minutes.
We've got time. Maybe her plane will be late. Maybe something happened to it. You know, like headwinds or fog or something like that. All right, head back to the airport.
Beverly Hills mansion. Nothing but a big pile of rock. Might as well live in a prison. I'm busting out. Going back to the camp. And don't you try to stop me.
Oh, ma'am. Youngins, what set Granny off this time?
One of them whirlybirds come over and made her mad.
You gotta think about the time one flew over the place back home.
Now she's homesick for the cabin again.
Oh, we can fix that.
You mean we's going home?
Well, you don't have to. We still got that cabin Mr. Drysdale put up for Granny's birthday.
Hey, that's right. It's all took apart, but it wouldn't take no time to throw it together again.
Well, Bessie and me'll help.
Come on, youngins. Let's get that one up before she tears this one down.
Roof's all finished, Uncle Jed.
Fine, yes, sir. Now just nail this porch railing in place and we'll be just about done.
By dingies, it went up faster than a barn racing.
Did for a fact, Granny. Anything missing?
Let's see. Oh, my jug.
Well, Bessie can fetch it.
No, Ellie. I'd best do it. That little monkey gets one taste of Granny's corn, we'll never get her back on bananas.
No No need for you lovebirds to disturb yourselves. Just give me the leases, and I'll get them signed without wasting a lot of time. I know you're in a hurry to get married.
Melvin, there's plenty of time. The ceremony's set for 3 o'clock.
Well, who needs a ceremony? It's just a simple lease signing.
The wedding ceremony.
I'm very anxious to meet the Clampetts. John has told me of their transformation from backwoods hillbillies to Beverly Hills multimillionaires.
I'm only sorry you couldn't have seen them the way they looked 3 years ago back in those hills. I'll never forget Mr. Clampett when he opened the door of that cabin. He looked like he hadn't shaved for 3 days. He had on an old beat-up hat, faded blue jeans, a torn coat. He was carrying a jug of Mountain Dew.
Hey, howdy, folks. Hi, Mr. Drydale.
Mr. Clampett, you remember Mr. Brewster here?
Well, doggies, I sure do. How are you, Mr. Brewster?
He's fine. He wants to get your signature on some leases.
Well, come in, come in.
Well, thank you, Mr. Clampett.
I'll get things ready.
Mr. Clampett, may I present my fiancée, Miss Edith Williams?
Yeah, howdy, ma'am.
How do you do, Mr. Clamp?
Yes, we're getting married this afternoon.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Edith is giving up a very successful career to become my wife. She's a famous New York decorator.
Well, I ain't never seen New York, but if you decorate it, I'll bet you it's mighty pretty.
Well, she decorates homes.
Yes, and yours is certainly magnificent. May we see more of it?
Oh, you bet you can. The rest of the family's out back. You'll see most of it on the way.
Good.
Now, Mr. Clampett, if you'll just put your signature where I've made these little marks. The sooner these leases are signed, the sooner my money, your money will start rolling. Mr. Clampett. Mr. Clampett. Mr. Clampett.
Oh, what a lovely kitchen.
Come take a look out back.
Thank you. We'd love to.
Mr. Clampett! Mr. Clampett!
Well, I wish you'd look at this. Darling, this is exactly like their little cabin back in the hills.
Oh, what a charming idea.
Come on in, meet the rest of the family. We'll set a spell and visit.
Well, what happened to Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, who knows? He's been hounding me all day to get those leases signed. Now that there's a perfect opportunity, he's asleep at the switch.
Mr. Clampett!
Granny? These are perfectly marvelous antiques. Would you consider selling me this spinning wheel and churn?
Well, they's the only ones I got. But you can use them. It's good to see a young bride these days that likes to spin and churn.
Anything else I can do for you, Granny?
Yes, boy, you can take the truck and go get me some nice fat pigs.
Yes, ma'am.
I miss having pigs around the place. Don't you?
I don't really... I never... What is it?
Well, you like pigs, don't you?
Well, yes. Oh, yes, of course. They're charming.
Well, some is and some ain't.
Come join us, darling. Here. Mr. Clampett's been telling me how he spent his honeymoon in a cabin just like this one.
Really? Oh, how charming and romantic.
Yes, ma'am, it was. Yes, Edith and I envy you that honeymoon, Mr. Clampett. So simple, so uncomplicated. Now, you take our honeymoon plans. Everything is on a split-second schedule. Plane to Las Vegas, the wedding, the reception, the plane ride back, the hotel reservations tonight.
Oh, dear, that reminds me. Did you arrange for a photographer?
Got it completely. There, you see, already it's too complicated for me to handle.
Seems a shame to clutter up a honeymoon with a lot of worries like that.
All we had to worry about was what time the chivalry started.
What?
Chivalry.
It's custom in certain rural areas, darling, where the friends and neighbors of the newlyweds get together and serenade them by shooting off guns, beating on pots and pans, blowing on horns, yelling.
In the middle of the night.
You're joking.
No, then everybody come in, had victual, passed the jug around. A heap of fun. Once the first skier wore off.
Yes, it sounds like lots of fun.
Well, that's just another one of the simple pleasures we'll have to miss, Mr. Grant.
Speaking of missing things, dear, the plane to Las Vegas?
Hey, I forgot that completely. We haven't even got the oil leases signed yet. Come on, Miss Clampett, let's find Drysdale.
Goodbye, Granny.
Bye, Granny.
Goodbye and happy honeymoon.
Thank you.
I'll see you two in half a minute.
Right.
Granny, we could make their honeymoon the happiest they ever was.
I bet you're thinking of the same thing I am.
Let them stay here in the cabin?
That's it.
It seems a shame after they took on over this place to make them go to the hotel.
But, Jim, it should be a surprise. Now, how can we get them to come back here?
Well, I think I can handle that, Granny.
Her name is Eleanor. Ain't she pretty?
Lovely.
Here, you can hold her.
Yeah.
I'll go catch another one for you.
I didn't know this cabin was up again. Oh, I bet I went through that house 40 times looking for you.
Well, you like chickens, do you, Mr. Brewster?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Mr. Clampett, we just have time to get your signature on these oil leases before we rush this happy couple to the airport.
Well, I'm going to have to study on these, Mr. Drysdale.
Oh, we might miss our plane. Don't forget that split-second schedule I told you about.
Well, you go right ahead, fly up there, get the knot tied. We take care of these when you get back. Come on, get these folks on that airplane. Leave everything else to us.
Milburn, I think we'd better do as Mr. Clampett wishes. Come along, dear.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Granny.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Shucks, I'm too late. Miss Edith wanted a chick in the hole.
You hear that, Granny? She's fond of them, too.
You know what else she likes?
What?
Spinning, turning, and pigs.
Doggies. They is going to have the happiest honeymoon two city folks ever dreamed of.
How does it look, Paul?
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Can't you just picture him sitting up there on that bench?
I can't for a fact, Granny. He's going to be the proudest, happiest pair of newlyweds that ever said I do.
Let's go, Uncle Jed.
What you got there?
Well, you said to fetch along a bag of rice.
Put it down.
But you said to...
Put it down.
Well, gee whiz, I done just what you told me. If there ain't enough, say so. I'll go fetch another bag.
Get on the truck. We're going to be late.
We'll have the cabin all ready when you get back.
Fine and dandy. Better roll, boy.
What you crying for, Granny?
It's all so beautiful.
Hey, the house is out! Get back to the cabin, you want to spoil the honeymoon!
I've never been so embarrassed in my life.
Hang on, dear. We'll be at the hotel soon.
I ain't ever seen such a loving couple. They've been cuddling like that ever since we left the airport.
I know.
How much longer?
Just another block. Jethro, that's the hotel just up the street there. But don't stop in front. There's a basement garage. Just make a turn at that alley there.
Oh, you're coming home with us first. We got a surprise for you.
Another one? I mean, you've done too much already.
Yes, this ride from the airport is something we'll never forget.
Doc, that ain't nothing compared to what's waiting for you at home.
Well, if you mean the leases, I can send a messenger for those. Oh, here's the alley, Jethro. Just make
Now, you just sit back and enjoy the ride. This is your honeymoon.
He's cuddling again.
Here's your rice.
They're surprised, all right. Just look at their faces.
John, surely they don't expect us to stay here.
No, honey. This is just a little reception. Well, folks, this is a wonderful surprise. You made Mrs. Brewster and me very happy.
Yes, it's so kind of you.
Up here.
Oh, my honey, you look just beautiful.
Sure did.
Thank you.
Yes, isn't she the loveliest, the most beautiful thing you ever...
John,
Huh?
John, that's our luggage.
Oh, no, Mr. Clampett. Don't carry those inside.
Now, Mr. Brewster, you forget these. You got something else to carry inside.
Wait here, dear. I'll straighten this out. Mr. Clampett. Mr. Clampett, is it your intention that Edith and I stay here?
For as long as you want to. I just want you to have the same kind of happy honeymoon that I did.
Well, we're very grateful to you.
I don't want to hear no thanks. I'm pleased to help get your marriage off to a good start.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Clampett, but we have this reservation at the hotel.
Oh, we cancel that for you, Mr. Brewster.
See, life's getting simpler already, ain't it?
Anything else I can do for you? Want me to tote your bride over the door sill for you?
Jethro.
No, thank you, Jethro.
Okay.
Mr. Clampett, I want you to know that Edith and I
Now,
are...
there you go again. Your happiness is the only thanks I want. Now, we're all going to clear out of here.
John! Mr. Clampett! Here you are. I've been going out of my mind with worry. Did everything go all right?
Fine. You're just in time to congratulate Mr. Brewster.
Oh, then you got the leases signed. Congratulations.
I mean, on getting married, I ain't signed no leases.
You ain't?
Well, Mr. Clampett, if we could get that little matter over with.
Now, Mr. Brewster, we ain't going to talk business on your wedding night.
We ain't?
John, Mr. Drysdale has his limousine out front. He can take us to our hotel.
Miss Brewster, I got good news for you. You ain't spending your honeymoon in no hotel.
I ain't?
No, you ain't.
It's you. What was that terrible racket?
I'm afraid I stepped on one of our wedding presents.
Now, John, listen to me. You're my husband, and I love you. And I know how important those oil leases are to you. But I am not spending my wedding night in this animal shelter.
Please listen, I've solved everything.
Oh, you have?
Yes, I've been out scouting around. The Drysdale home is through their hedge just beyond the swimming pool. We'll slip over there, call a taxi, and go down to the hotel.
Oh, John, you're wonderful.
Of course, I'll have to do a little explaining in the morning, but I'll worry about that tomorrow.
I'll go change.
Just throw on a coat and grab one bag.
Yes, dear.
Hurry now. Darling, I said just one bag.
Well, it's my cosmetic case. I'll carry it.
Don't step on any livestock.
Darling, it's so dark. Shouldn't we take a lantern or something?
No, the Clampetts might see us if we did that. You just hang on to me, dear. Now, come on, let's go.
What was it, Jed? Could you tell?
Granny, you ain't gonna believe this, but the Brewsters just went swimming.
Women?
Let's try again.
Not without a lantern.
Okay, surely the Clampetts are asleep by now. You know, this back way may be a shortcut. Let's,
Wait there, it's only a Chevrolet. Look out! Why don't you go in the pool? All right, everybody.
I think I just heard him yell something about going in the pool.
Yep, there they go again.
Crazy city folks.
What do we do now, Pa?
Well, the way I look at it, it's their honeymoon. They want to spend it swimming, that's their business. Let's go to bed.